So, a quick amendment to the episode, listeners. The doctor, Phil Seitz, and I stayed up well after midnight to listen to the entire Nintendo press conference, and lo and behold, through the wonders of technology, it didn't record that part. So, I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis of what we learned, what we thought, and later on in the week, we'll do some more Nintendo reactions, because it's the biggest thing in entertainment right now. Even though I can't understand why, because it was a massive disappointment. First off, the Switch releases on March 3rd, 2017 for $299. There are two variations of the console, the all-gray with the all-gray Joy-Cons, and the all-gray with the red and blue Joy-Cons. Either way, it's the same fucking system, so if you're going to go out and try to find one of these things in the wild, don't go nuts for a preference. The system specs are still well hidden, which is the first concern I have, because it's like, well, we're not going to tell you how powerful it is, but here's a game that came out 5 years ago running on it. So, I really don't know how to react to that point. Also, the games they showed, with the exception of The Legend of Zelda and Mario to a degree, were very disappointing. Now, this was a Japanese-oriented press conference, which is great. So, as an American, I had no interest in Xenoblade 2, or whatever Square Enix was working on, that weird 3D sprite game. I'll put it like this. I was very disappointed, and had I known what was going to be announced in the press conference, I would not have wasted my time staying up to watch it. Phil felt quite similarly. He's not very excited for the Switch. He's looking forward to the second press conference that goes into more depth with the games, but as of now, he and I are both pretty meh on the subject. Hopefully, Nintendo has a killer launch lineup, and I know this sounds lazy, but I just hope they put out the best Wii U games on the Switch right away, because that's the way to get me to spend money. Look, I didn't buy a Wii U. I didn't want a Wii U. I've had every other Nintendo system except the Virtual Boy, and I was the biggest Nintendo fan as a kid. I'm talking every day from grade school. What am I doing when I come home? I'm playing Nintendo 64. And I got the GameCube, and then I started to play Nintendo games less and less because they got cutesy and weird, and I just didn't have interest in that. And I gave the Wii a shot, and I bought it. I waited 13 hours in line for that motherfucker. Got the system, brought it home, played Zelda, thought it was the greatest thing ever. But a week before I got that Wii, I had also got an Xbox 360. So, as soon as Zelda was over, I was back on the Xbox 360 that had superior games. I know the Wii sold 100 and whatever million units, but in my opinion, the Xbox 360 was the superior system in games, in technological aspects, everything. The Xbox 360 was the center of my gaming life for, oh God, almost a decade. But that's not important. What is important, though, is I skipped the Wii U, and while my friends had the Wii U, and I played it quite a bit, I had no interest in it. But all the first-party games were very solid. I liked Mario Kart on the Wii U is my favorite. Best Super Smash Brothers. Would love to get the Twilight Princess HD remake. I don't like Wind Waker, so I'm not going to buy that. But my point is, all these great first-party Nintendo games that were out excite me. And I'm hoping they come to the Switch, because that fist game that you throw, the mechanical robotic arms, which was announced at the thing, looked dumb. That 1-2 switch, I don't want to play a video game where my screen is the size of my phone, and then I have to walk around with the fucking Wiimote 2.0 and do that kind of shit. So, that's my thoughts on the Wii, or not the Wii, God, it feels like a Wii. It's a fucking touchscreen, motion control system. It's just, I'm pissed, okay? Because I wanted this to be Nintendo's thing. And you know what's going to happen is that you're going to get the Nintendo apologists, the diehard fans, that are going to go out and they're going to listen, or they're going to go buy it, and they're going to be like, it's the greatest system ever made. And then your average person's going to be like, well, I don't want a screen that's smaller than an iPad. I don't want a system that's weaker than an Xbox 360. And I don't want to carry my console everywhere. Like, here's an example how retarded Nintendo's marketing plan is. In the preview, they actually show pictures of where you can take your Switch and play. And two people are in a bar playing the Switch. Now, I've been to many bars across the country. I guarantee you not a single person would ever take a fucking Nintendo to a bar and play it. That is dumb. This whole, we want to change the way you play shit is retarded. Look, Nintendo, get your shit together, because the PlayStation 4 has sold 50 million units. I got one. I'm looking at it right the fuck now as I record this. A phenomenal system. It's powerful enough. It's got great games. All kinds of great applications. I love my PlayStation 4. Loved my 360. Loved my PS3. The last time I loved a Nintendo was 15 years ago. And it's all this gimmicky shit. Like, I don't care that the GameCube had a handle on it. I wanted to play really cool games in 3D. The Wii, the motion controls were fine. I just wanted a new Nintendo. And then you get it home and it's like a GameCube with a gimmick. And I don't want a GameCube with a gimmick because the GameCube was fun enough, but I wanted something new, something more powerful, something to change just the game. And the Wii did it, but in a bad way, because the market was flooded with bullshit. You know, if World Class Bullshitters wasn't the name of this podcast, I would call Nintendo World Class Bullshit, because they have put out bullshit for 10 years. And this system just feels like a Wii U that's more portable. It's like, hey guys, the Wii U is the greatest thing ever, but you didn't buy it because, you know, you're an asshole. So here it is again, but portable. And it's frustrating. But if you want to check out the Nintendo stuff, it's on IGN, which is a terrible website, by the way. It's on Review Tech USA. It's on all kinds of places that you can check it out, and you can form your own opinion. I think the price of $299 is justified. It's a great price for what you're getting. But what you're getting isn't enticing enough for me to run out, you know, day one. And, you know, I'm not desperate enough to buy this fucking thing. So that's all I had to say about the Switch. We put it in the image, and we didn't want to mislead you and talk about it at the end. So I'm putting this at the very beginning of the episode, and I hope you enjoy the show. So, Donald Trump's into golden showers, Meryl Streep is a cunt, and there's a new Nintendo. If any of these things sound exciting to you, stay tuned to this episode of World Class Bullshitters. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me, as always, is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, I'm an equal opportunity employer, and that means that, yes, Meryl Streep, if you really want to, you can suck my dick and consider it art.
I don't know what that means. Next is the Dr. Phil Seitz.
I'm here.
A man that you thought would never come back because we thought he died, Dan Kane.
If only you were all so lucky.
And tonight is a very special night because the prodigal son has returned, Brian Callahan.
Gentlemen, I got a historical joke for you.
What is it, Brian?
What do you call 5 blacks having sex?
What?
A 3-way.
My God. Okay, so... Oh, I don't really know how to follow that one up.
And people thought we were racist before.
Oh, man. So, I think there's a Hollywood conspiracy against us, because as soon as we ended last week's show, a shitload of movie news came up. So, we're going to cover it this week. You know, a week late, but whatever. But before we get into that, 2 quick shout-outs. First off, a very special shout-out to SoCal Rice King. Without a doubt, you have my favorite comment ever on World Class Bullshitters. Now, guys, should I read it now, or should I save it for the end of the show?
You already brought it up.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I have to read it right now. Okay, no problem. So, SoCal Rice King said, R.I.P. Deadpool. I want characters I can look up to and inspire me to be like them. Taking a dick in the ass isn't what I call a good time.
He also kissed Andrew Garfield on the red carpet at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, we'll get into this later when we do our new segment This Week in Bullshit about, you know, celebrities staying out of politics, but, you know, Ryan Reynolds, you got a hot wife, you do cool shit. Making out with Andrew Garfield makes me like you a lot less, because it's Andrew Garfield. Yeah. Another shout out to Murat Yilmaz, our Swedish connection. He bought more shirts. Bought the other World Class Bullshitters shirts. And by the way, those had to be shipped separately due to my douchey company, but they're both on the way, and you'll have them. I don't know how international shipping works, so they'll be there at some point in time.
You will have them.
Yes, you bought them, they are yours. All right, now it's time for this week's news, because next week it's irrelevant. Dustin, you're up first. What do you... or Brian, you're up first. What do you got?
Can I go back to Curtis right now?
We just suck really at this whole name thing, so
I can't do Brian's accent. I can't do it.
Just call him Bob.
All right.
I want to give a shout out really quick to Ryan Sauceman. He is currently going through a sex change. Normally we make fun of that sort of thing, but I think it's beautiful when somebody's internal feelings align with their outward appearance. And he's told me specifically that if this surgery goes well, the next procedure will be to get the extra chromosome removed. So here's the news. Rogue One is being made into a 6-part comic book series that will, quote, definitely expand on what was seen in both Rogue One, the film, and the novelization, and will, quote, use extra scenes and character moments that didn't make it into the film. The only drawback is that it is written by a person named Jodie Hauser, who I assume has cooties.
I'm just a little bothered by this that they're trying to expand on it. I think the movie did everything right. I don't need any more explanation personally, because I don't have a short attention span, but that's just me. What do you guys think?
Now, I did hear a rumor, and now this is a huge rumor, and if it was true, it would have been awesome, that the original ending actually had them escaping only to be killed by Darth Vader. Have we talked about this yet?
No, we haven't.
I came across a couple different comments on different places that say, they didn't cite any sources, but they keep bringing up this theory that they had to change the ending because they thought it was too big of a I don't want to call it a twist, but to have the heroes save the day only to have Vader come in and slaughter them. I think that would have made the film even better somehow.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have liked if they escaped. What was that? Scarif was the name of the planet?
Yep.
I would have liked if they would have escaped Scarif only to flee to Alderaan and think they're safe. And then, as fans, all know they die anyway. I think that'll be the ultimate ending. It's like, they get away, they go to Bail Organa, they're like, the plans have been uploaded to your daughter, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, it explodes and it's over. Hey,
I was thinking about something that I haven't heard anyone talk about with Rogue One. And again, forgive me if we have talked about it and I forgot. But the whole point of Galen Erso was that he wanted to protect his daughter. And so he went and did this program because he could put the flaw in it. But ultimately, that fucking thing's the thing that killed his daughter. Like, isn't that a... No?
No, I'm with you 100%.
No, he didn't stay to protect his daughter. I think he did it because, especially when he's talking to her, he has his message or whatever, and he knew that everyone thought of it, thought that he was a traitor or whatever. I think that he just him putting the fault in the Death Star was his way of a fuck you, because he thought that they killed his daughter. He wasn't sure what happened to her, so he's like, "You killed my daughter. Here's a fuck you." That's why I always interpreted.
Well, see, I took the opening scene though, where he goes, "Everything I do to protect you," and like that's a huge selling point for his character and his motives. So I guess I carried that over. I just thought it was ironic and didn't click with me when I watched it in theaters the first few times that, oh, fuck, like, she dies from her dad's creation.
No, yeah, that part I definitely see.
I was focused on Krennic getting killed by his greatest creation. Oh, real quick, it's Rogue One related. My local Kroger had Rogue One 6-inch Black Series figures for $7.50, so I bought them all.
Jesus,
nice.
Seriously?
Yeah, I got K2SO, the Death Trooper. I already bought Krennic, but they were $7.50 each. They were on Christmas clearance. They were considered Christmas stuff.
That's incredible, because I want to get myself a Scarif Trooper. I want to get a Death Trooper. I have K2. I have Krennic, and I want to get Jyn.
K2. Oh, sorry.
I miss it. Fuck. And
real quick, too, Rogue One. I think Rogue One has a plot hole that I think we all missed. So R2 and C-3PO are on Yavin 4, but we see the ship, I think, take off without them.
No, I think there's multiples of those kinds of ships.
Oh, the blockade runners?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, how did they miss their flight? Like, how is Princess Leia going to put the plans into R2?
No, I think I saw 2 or 3 of those in various scenes, because that did bother me too. And then, oh, well, nope, there's just more.
All right, keep going with your news.
So David Goyer, if that name's familiar, it's probably because you remember Hating Suicide Squad. He penned, or he was associated with that, obviously. Batman Begins, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman. Well, he is teaming up with Jeff Johns, and they are bringing forth what they are calling Lethal Weapon in Space, which is Green Lantern, the Green Lantern Corps. DC Comics is going to be filming that here within the next few years or so. But what do you guys think of the moniker Lethal Weapon in Space? How do you think that's going to turn out? I'm not a Lethal Weapon guy. You guys are.
It's an amazing franchise, but I think it's too little too late for DC.
I'm more looking forward to the Dean Lantern Corps.
Dean Lantern sounds like an awesome porn name.
It sounds like this is my next week's name.
Dean Lantern.
No, and supposedly there's rumors of George Miller possibly directing it and Chris Pine serving as Hal Jordan. But I mean, they're rumors. But I do like George Miller. I've only seen one of his films and I really enjoyed it. Chris Pine, I think he's kind of boring.
Remember,
But
he can't play Hal Jordan because he plays Steve Trevor in Wonder Woman.
oh, true. So why is that a thing that I'm reading?
Because fans are stupid.
All right.
It's false news narratives, and we don't like your organization. Sorry, I've been political all week.
No, no worries. It's did you watch that press conference 2 days ago?
I did. It made me laugh.
I was at work sitting in the cafeteria watching it, and everyone else was bitching. Fuck Trump. They weren't saying fuck Trump, but they were basically saying that. And I just kept laughing because he is entertaining as hell. It makes me laugh when somebody makes everyone around me angry, and that's exactly what he did for an hour.
I'm gonna watch everything he does on regular TV. Seriously, I'll just be like, well, he's gonna speak tonight. I gotta watch it. I gotta hear what he's gonna say because
I love it. He's just like, the trash, the garbage, you fake news, sit down, shut up. I'm just like, you're the man. You're my president.
I hear one thing when they were talking about those allegations that came out about the gold. You heard about the golden shower?
Oh, yeah, what a badass.
I laughed my ass off. I'm like, if he honestly paid hookers to piss on someone's bed, that's hilarious to me. Like, that's not even bad etiquette. That just makes me laugh. Like, why would anyone do that? That's some next level shit. I hate you so much.
I want piss money. That's what I'm gonna call. I want to be so rich that I can pay people to piss where I tell them to.
Shit, give me $20. I'll piss anywhere you want.
Well, on our last bit of news, because otherwise we'll be derailed on the God Emperor all night. What a badass. So if you guys remember DC Rebirth, the big twist at the end of that giant, awesomely priced comic was that the Watchmen have been watching. Well, now in Batman 21 and 22 and The Flash 21 and 22, there's a crossover event brewing called The Button. And it's where those two DC detectives team up and start investigating the origins of the Button and whether or not they're being watched. So I only have been visiting DC whenever there's Watchmen related stuff recently. So this is definitely going to pull me back in and get some of my money. How about you guys?
Dude, I'm telling you, you are missing out on Batman Dark Knight 3, The Master Race. That is a phenomenal storyline.
I'm waiting till the trade paperback.
Fair enough. Get it. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. DC's the only company I buy from besides Dynamite.
Well, I went to the comic book store with Paul Wheeler. Do you remember him?
Of course, he's still my Facebook friend.
He's a badass. I like him. We went to the comic book store, though, and I can't remember which book I opened, but I swear to God, I had to bring him over to look at it himself. Every other page was an advertisement. I'd open it, and at the right half of the comic, every page was an advertisement. Is that normal?
Yeah. Was it a Marvel book or a DC book?
It was a DC book.
Because, see, in Marvel, they do something even worse, where they take the top half of the pages and tell the story, and the bottom half is an ad.
That's retarded.
Yeah. I'd rather have one page of ads and one page of art, not, a combined mix.
Well, see, that's why I go trade paperback, because I don't have to deal with ads. It's just like one continuous, congruent, fluent story.
I just read them online for free, no ads. I don't have to pay a goddamn cent.
There you go. But Jeff Johns supposedly is going to come out of retirement to pen a comic book for DC again, and supposedly it's going to be the second act of this Watchmen Rebirth story. So look for that here in the next year or so.
It'd be badass if they got Alan Moore to come out of retirement to pen the next Watchmen series. Like
he is so curmudgeon-y that he will never. I don't think he'll ever work with DC again.
Mm-mm. But they screwed him over financially, so I can understand why he's pissed.
Oh, I get it. I get it. It's just, I guess I like his work, and I'd like to see more of it. And then I understand why he doesn't want to do more of it, so I'm kind of caught in the middle. But
see, I only like his. Let's see. What did he write? Batman. I liked Killing Joke. I like Watchmen. I don't like V for Vendetta at all. I don't like the movie. I don't like the comic book. I just don't like the story. So I guess I'm 50. Well, from what I've read of Alan Moore, I like half of it. But I would.
Have you read What to Get for the Man Who Has Everything?
No. I
Superman's birthday and all the other Justice League shows up, and I guess he's possessed by an alien.
Oh, I know the story through the cartoon, but I've never read the actual comic book.
Okay, how's the cartoon version?
It's on Netflix. You should check it out. It's the Justice League Unlimited episode 2.
Okay.
I just remember liking it. I know Dion's a big fan of that cartoon.
Yes, sir. That one you would like specifically because it's when it's not just an alien that's Mogul gives him. It's kind of the same alien that was in the Batman Beyond episode where it fucking infests like half the Justice League in the future. It's a similar alien. They put it on Superman. It shows him what he wants to see, and he's like frozen. And Mogul's trying to beat Wonder Woman to death.
Oh, nice.
That's a great episode. And then Superman wakes up, Batman gets the thing on him, and Superman almost beats Mogul to death. So if it's like that, you specifically would like that, Dustin. Because like Wonder Woman's like trying to fight Mogul, and she's like all like like she's broken, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna kill Superman, and I'm gonna kill Batman. It's definitely not a show that you would assume would be on the WB in 2002 or whatever.
Because
No, I'll
it
be
was on
watching that with
Cartoon
my
Network.
kids after this episode. So.
You've always been the best dad.
I
Okay,
got 3 of them, so I should be well versed.
third time's a charm. Phil, what do you got?
Well, I didn't know that George Lucas was trying to open a museum, but apparently he is. The board of directors for the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art announced Tuesday that the City of Angels will be the site for a $1 billion facility that will house George Lucas's personal art collection, including much Star Wars memorabilia and other shit that probably not many people care about.
Aren't they also getting a football team?
Yeah,
Really?
they're getting a second football team.
So LA is going to be.
They acquired the Rams last year, and now they're getting the San Diego Chargers.
Oh. Well,
So
good for you, LA.
Not really. The teams are going to end up moving in another 10 years.
yeah, because they can't sustain a football team because people don't give a shit about football out there.
Yeah, those people don't even live. It's like they don't even live in America. They all have, I don't know, idiot beliefs, and they're just a waste of time.
Fucking
Well,
Canadians.
we'll get to this later, but Meryl Streep even made fun of football in her fucking cunny ass speech. So
No, it was MMA.
Both.
no, she made fun of football and MMA.
Well,
Yeah,
it was mainly MMA because of the mixed martial arts, and she made the stupid ass art comment.
Well, her bitch ass is going to get ripped apart in a few minutes. Phil, what else you got?
I just wanted to confirm. I think it was Joel talked about it last week. Woody Harrelson's going to be in the Harrison Ford, or not the Harrison Ford, the Han Solo movie. They've confirmed that now that Woody Harrelson is signed on for the project.
The Hans Gruber solo movie is going to be amazing. I'd rather
Woody
watch
Harrelson Ford.
That sounds like a car dealership.
He looks
Okay.
like a car dealer.
Shit, I like Woody Harrelson, but not in this fucking movie. Keep your ass in Zombieland, and Now You See Me 1 and 2, and True Detective, and all that other shit you're in. I don't like when they bring big names into Star Wars, because it detracts from Star Wars. It's about those actors now.
Absolutely. I love Woody Harrelson. He's probably in my top 10. But yeah, no, I do not want to see big name stars in Star Wars.
Well, this Han Solo movie, it makes me less and less excited each day that passes, but it could be like Rogue One and blow my socks off, so I'm not going to make any judgments just yet.
You never know.
You never know. All right, so what do I have this week? Well, FX has essentially confirmed that Why the Last Man, which is an excellent comic book series, is going to become a long-running television show. So if you're a fan of Why the Last Man, this should be good news for you because it's a fantastic series. It's superior to The Walking Dead, and it's just as violent. My only concern is how are they going to deal... Okay, so essentially Why the Last Man is there's this like weird virus that kills all the men on Earth except this one guy, Uric. So that's where the Why the Last Man comes from. And he basically travels the world trying to figure out what's going on with the sickness. And he's protected by a female government agent, some doctor, and he's got a monkey. But the story is pretty damn violent. Like, these women kill the shit out of each other. They mutilate each other. I just wonder, one, if society or Hollywood's going to have the balls to show women kicking each other's asses, like, to this extreme.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but I'm still going to hope for all hope. And then, secondly, if they're going to show the level of gore that's in the book. Because, like, people get, like, fucked up. So, I don't know. That's gonna
Also
happen.
nope.
Yeah, I hope it does, but whatever. So, sticking with my comic book news this week, Peter Dinklage is going to be in Avengers Infinity War. So
That's unfortunate.
yeah, because he's already in shitty X-Men.
So not only that, just like he's a little person.
Unless he's gonna play MODOK, or well, no, he couldn't be MODOK. Ah, he could be MODOK. No,
Hey, garbage can.
Just get in a chair and float around the room, and boom, Moda.
If they do like a Star Wars, Avengers crossover, he could be a fucking Ewok.
or a Jawa. I'd like that.
Or
We're
a
dead.
Ugnaught.
I think not. Shut up. Anyway, my personal hero, The Rock, has recently met with the heads of DC Comics to discuss the actor's role as Black Adam in the upcoming Shazam film.
Woo!
Rock, I hate to break to you, buddy, but Justice League's gonna flop, Wonder Woman's gonna flop. You ain't gonna be playing Black Adam, ever. That's just not gonna happen.
Oh.
Do you guys think the DCEU is gonna be able to expand that far?
I think they will. It's not going to be because of being successful. They're going to expand because they're going to be like, we got to get these movies out. It's not going to be. I mean, they'll do decent enough, but they're not going to be Marvel level. That's for damn sure. But they're going to force feed us these movies, man.
Well, there's gonna be a point where I don't go see these movies, and you guys go, and I'll just sit here and record you talking, and tell you how stupid I think the movies sound. So,
And be happy
What
to save
character
money.
is The Rock gonna play?
Black Adam.
Is he only half?
Okay, that was a terrible joke. Why am I laughing at it? Because it's me. No, Black Adam's he's not a stupid character, but Shazam is a weak version of Superman, so we're gonna have more of that bullshit.
But he has the strength of Hercules.
Well, he's
Who's,
also has,
who's Hercules?
That's terrible.
Read a book, Phil.
Do you mean Heracles or Hercules? Because you kind of mixed it.
Yeah, you did mix it up.
That's the joke. Is it's you know what? Fuck you guys.
So, if you could see my hand right now, I'm holding it up, all right? And this is the mark. And your joke is way over there. You missed that one completely.
You know what?
Fuck you
I
guys.
have the speed of Hermes.
Hermes from Futurama?
I mean, you are late, CPT. Anyway, the Defenders...
He said I showed up. I'm like, damn.
Oh,
He's here.
Weird.
Today.
I showed up. It's a new year, man.
New Year,
Today,
new you.
Junior.
New
Yeah.
Year, new lungs.
Dan, you've missed episodes this year, so it's not like, new year, new me.
It's a new year.
Good enough answer. Every year's a new year.
Every day's a new year.
New week, new year.
Well, maybe eventually you'll be healthy enough to never miss an episode.
Nope.
Okay, let's not even let the listeners think you missed episodes because you're healthy. You just were playing PlayStation.
Nah. Technical issues.
It required a restart and reinstall of Skype. 10 minutes max. Anyway, finally, the Defenders, guys. Who's excited for the Defenders?
Ooh.
It's coming this summer. And the first photo was revealed of the team. So you had Luke Cage, you had Daredevil, you had Jessica Jones, and you had Iron Fist. And Iron Fist looks kind of weak, but whatever. He was wearing gold gym shoes, an open green button-down shirt, and a pair of khakis.
When does
Yeah.
his series premiere?
His is in the spring, right?
I have no clue. Dan, fact-check that. Look up the Iron Fist Netflix series.
Because are they not going to do season 3 of Daredevil then, or is Daredevil still coming out in the spring and then Defenders in the summer?
And a
'Cause I haven't looked at news for that shit at all.
I don't think there is any, because IGN, the shittiest site on the internet, usually, updates all the information.
Right.
But I
Iron-
love a fucking Daredevil season 3. That show is so perfect.
Iron Fist is scheduled to be released on March 17th.
Oh, yeah!
Sweet.
Fuck, dude, I'm gonna watch that right before WrestleMania. Dion will talk about it the whole trip.
I know, dude, because I'll have that shit watched already.
Like, remember the part where we fucking fought people in the hallway? And
Oh
then there's
shit, he
fucking
fucking
blood?
broke that dude's jaw, bro, because his name's Danny and fucking Iron Fist, right?
Yeah, Danny's just badass.
Jesus. Daredevil season 3 is not set to come out until early 2018.
Okay, yeah, so they're just gonna go ahead and go with. That's weird. How they gonna wrap that in then? Is that what Defenders is gonna be? Them in the hand?
Yeah. Oh, and well, my guess is that the Defender starts with Jessica Jones hiring Matt Murdock to rescue or to get Luke Cage out of jail based on the evidence that they present in court, and then something will happen, and then they'll all team up.
Even when he's not with Murdoch and fucking Foggy, Murdoch and Nelson or whatever, Nelson and Murdoch.
But Matt Murdock still practices law.
Okay, just making sure because he doesn't necessarily just. I guess that explains why we should watch it because it's gonna be pretty fucking good.
I was actually considering sitting through Daredevil seasons 1 and 2 again.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be doing that especially before Iron Fist.
We'll do a now on Netflix with all those shows, so
Let's do it.
look out for that. All right, Dion. Speaking of doing stuff, tell us your news.
Well, it's not necessarily doing stuff. It's more of reading things about China and laughing my ass off, which includes
She's
the
dead.
fact that Pokemon Go might not have a launch in China, mainly because obviously the government feels that one of the many issues with Pokemon Go is that it'll give away geographic information through the app, and which will endanger Chinese citizens, which is fucking hilarious because Pokemon in China is dangerous.
Wouldn't it be funny if the Chinese government had the right idea the whole time and we were the assholes?
Well, I think we can say that about anything, but then again, it's just China and two kids. One of those motherfuckers got to drown.
I don't like Pokemon Go because I think it's retarded. So China, I'm so happy for you that you don't have to suffer the way I did.
Sit or suffer.
Sit or suffer. 2016 was the year of shitty Pokemon. Yes, I made money selling Pokemon shirts, but I almost lost my friend because of that goddamn game.
What?
Fucking Pokemon Go. What?
Phil, that game almost tore us apart.
Did it?
Just act
Did
like
you
it
say
did.
that Pokemon Go made you go out the door?
Go fuck yourself.
There you go. That's true, Dan. Dion, you got anything else?
No, that was actually the only thing because it made me laugh so hard. I was like, this is all I need this week.
Perfect. Dan, close us out.
All right, I have the short list for the 37th annual Golden Razzies.
Woo! Now, long-time
They
listeners of the
added
show,
golden in the
last year we did cover the Razzies, but I don't know if the episode recorded properly. So this will maybe be the first time that you get to hear us talk about the Razzies. Anyway, Dan, continue.
All right, so the nominees for Worst Picture of the Year: Assassin's Creed,
Wow.
Batman v Superman,
Deservedly so.
Yeah.
Collateral Beauty.
Who was in that? Was that Will Smith one?
I think so.
I'm gonna look that up. Keep doing.
Yeah, that's
But-
the one where the preview
Yes.
is like, we're here because of love. And you're just like, fuck you, Will.
Where he
Uncle
writes
Phil would be
letters
ashamed.
to death and whatever, and they all talk to him. Because he's crazy.
12% score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ouch.
Woo.
God, it's one of those movies where every person in the movie is real famous. Anyway, keep going, Dan. Sorry to hijack your news.
The Darkness, Dirty Grandpa,
Aw, that wasn't that bad.
the Divergent series Allegiant.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping it would just be the Divergent series. Just
I'm-
It pretty much has been every year.
I'm sorry, that movie needs to win because it's official. The final movie is not going to even go to theaters. They're taking the final movie and they're going to release it on television.
I had heard about that. I am not a fan of Shailene Woodley. I think she's an ugly actress and a bad actress.
She's got
And-
that damn Big Bang Theory dyke haircut going on.
Oh, the pixie cut that all the ugly girls get to look cool because they want to stand out positively retarded looking.
What
Right.
was The Darkness, by the way?
It was that Kevin Bacon movie. If Nick was here, he could tell you more about
That's
it.
all we really know about it. It had Kevin Bacon in it.
Oh, real
Oh.
quick, before we go on, Shailene Woodley's scenes were cut from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 because she was too ugly to play Mary Jane.
Ouch.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Yep. All right, Dan, what else we got?
50 Shades of Black, Gods of Egypt,
The Wayans
That-
Brothers movie wasn't that good? Holy shit, I'm surprised.
That Gods of Egypt was terrible.
I believe this next one is Dustin's pick. Hillary's America, The Secret History of the Democratic Party.
Of course, the liberal faggots would say that's a bad movie.
Isn't that, what's that guy's name that does it? Not
Something really foreign that makes me
Yeah.
disgusted that he's conservative.
If anything, it's your honesty that I respect.
Thank you.
Independence Day Resurgence.
I can't believe that was made.
London Has Fallen.
Didn't see it.
I did watch it. It's on Netflix. It's a movie.
Mother's
Oh.
Day.
I thought the first one that was good.
Yeah, the first one was good. And Mother's Day looked retarded. It was another one of those holiday movies where it's got like Ashton Kutcher, Zac Efron, Goldie Hawn, Kate Hudson, Jason Lee, Marmaduke. It's just got everybody involved ever.
Did you
Were you
say
able to see Marmaduke?
Oh, the-
Damn it.
The Peanuts gang was. Beetle Bailey was in it.
Fuck you, Beetle Bailey. More Walker looking motherfucker.
2 more for worst picture.
All right.
Suicide Squad
Yay.
Well, we know some bullshitters had it on their best films list, so.
and Zoolander 2.
The movie's
What?
so
We
bad
will
that
protect the
you-
chosen one. Oh no.
Did anyone here like Zoolander 1?
I like the first one.
I didn't hate it. I didn't want another one.
Plus David Bowie being on there, I was just like, okay, Ben. I see you, Ben.
I did hate Zoolander because I saw it when it was brand new, and I was like, I wasted money to see this.
I didn't think it was funny.
It's pretty funny.
See, I felt bad because Paul Wheeler, his favorite movie is Zoolander 1. So for 2 to suck, like, I kind of hurt my heart because I wanted good things for him.
It's like getting kicked when you're down. You know, it's like beating up a dog or something. It's just not cool.
Nope.
Are dogs always down, or?
Well,
Normally.
Yeah.
Down where dogs are.
isn't that a yoga position, the downward dog, or a sex position?
Yes.
The dog is always in the push-up position.
You can fuck in those positions. We'll just put it like that.
I'll allow it.
I hope you will. I hope Hillary does too.
No.
Dan, do you have any more Golden Raspberry shortlist nominations?
We have worst actress,
Okay.
Meryl
Jennifer
Streep.
Aniston,
Yeah.
Marion Cotillard,
But Marion Cotillard, okay.
Megan Fox,
What was she in?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay. Was that the one from 2004?
Out,
The sequel.
Tyler Perry as Medea.
He better win.
They just have like an inaugural Tyler Perry as Medea award because that shit just won't stop.
I almost want to put him in the credits to our show every weekend. Tyler Perry as Medea. Irma Lerd, that's it.
We're doing. Yep, it's a thing now.
Do it. We got Margot Robbie
She was the best part of that movie.
for The Legend of Tarzan.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts,
In Mother's Day.
Becky Turner as Hillary Clinton,
I don't even know who that is. I mean, I know who Hillary Clinton is, but I don't know who Becky Turner is.
Fuck both
Naomi,
those bitches.
Naomi Watts, and Shailene Woodley.
I'm torn. Do I want Shailene Woodley's ugly ass to lose, or do I want Tyler Perry? Because whoever wins is a
As Medea.
As Medea.
No, we want Medea to get as many Razzies as possible.
I just want to mail him rotten food to his house.
He probably already eats it. That's where he gets all the ideas for these shitty ass movies.
I hate you, Tyler Perry. I hope you hear this podcast one day.
I really do too. You're a real piece of shit, dude.
Dan, I have a new task for you.
No.
Every time you shit into a box and then you mail it to Tyler Perry.
No, that requires effort.
If you pay for
And
postage
boxes.
still, I'll do it.
I'll pay for the postage.
Find his address.
Just write a new line to a poem too, and see if he turns into a movie every time you send him a box.
And then we sue him because on the other side of the box it says you cannot use this in any of your...
Yeah, I sent you a shit-filled box with a fucking movie on it. You asshole, pay me.
Ah, nerd.
I feel like he helps keep that racial divide going in this country.
You know he fucking does too, because it's like, hey, remember when I was Medea?
Irma Lerd did her
people.
film.
Halloween.
Hey, Tyler Perry. It's going to be a shitty year for you, my friend.
Oh, I make the bad jokes.
He's been in one awesome movie, and it's Star Trek from 09, or Star Trek from 09.
You've been gone for like 3 months. We all make bad jokes now.
A Very Medea's Christmas is probably top 20 material.
What, of worst movies you've ever seen?
Hell no. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You know who else has that stupid racial divide going? Is that, what's her name? Simone Sanders from CNN. Did you guys see that shit last week?
No.
I about lost my shit. I never get angry like watching TV or anything. But
Is that where she was justifying what happened in Chicago?
yes, you know.
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
heard
did you see
about
when she backtracked too?
I
She was
did.
like, no, I was wrong. It is a hate crime. I was
You
like,
walking.
bitch, you ain't making anything better.
No, all these people that want like racism to go away, which we all do. It's like, don't make volatile situations. Don't like make exceptions for bad situations. Oh, they're black, they get a pass. No, that's not how that works. Oh, they're white, they get a pass. No, that's not how it works. Everybody pays for their crimes.
Everybody hate everybody.
Yeah, fuck Will Ferrell. Okay, Dan, you got any more of this?
I got Would you like to hear worst actor, worst supporting actress, worst supporting actor, worst screenplay,
Give
worst
us
prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel?
give us
Oh,
act-
pre-meal, the remake or sequel one for sure.
give us actor, remake, sequel, and screenplay.
All right. Worst actor: Ben Affleck, Batman vs Superman. Kevin Bacon for The Darkness. Gerard Butler, Gods of Egypt, London Has Fallen.
That's one movie title. That sounds amazing.
That would be one good movie.
Fucking what was it like? What's his name? Ra, the sun god, attacks London or something. I'd love that. The X-Men have to save them.
That would be awesome. Henry Cavill, Batman vs Superman. Robert De Niro, Dirty Grandpa. Zac Efron, Dirty Grandpa. And Mike and Dave need wedding dates.
Dan, how's this for a twist? Both Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck win, and they have to fight over the fucking award.
We can't decide who was worse, so you both get it.
We name you.
Are there no Adam Sandler things on this year? Because he was huge on last year's.
No, I don't see any.
Did he have anything out this year other than that movie with David Spade on Netflix?
No, the do-over didn't count, I guess.
Nope.
That was a terrible movie, by the way.
I thought some parts of it were funny.
Go home. This is also the man who forgot Ferris Bueller's Day Off was good.
Hey, I hadn't seen it in like 10. I knew it was good. I just forgot it was really funny.
That's
What?
The same. That's the same.
There's no.
Why would it have been good?
How would you have been Dion?
Huh?
So I was really proud of my son today. Random story about comedies involving David Spade. But we had just gone through Taco Bell, and I was about to eat, and he quotes Roger and says, "I can hear you getting fatter."
Oh my god, I love Tommy Boy so much.
I'm just happy my kids like 80s comedies. They're fucking cool.
High five.
90s, 80s, whatever the fuck it was.
95.
Yeah.
Close enough.
It's the second best movie of that year, in my opinion, next to Goldeneye. I have yet to see Heat, so I can't comment on that.
Heat is a great
I own
movie.
that, and I haven't opened the package yet.
Heat is my favorite movie of 95 by far.
Of all time?
No, of 95.
Of
Oh, I thought you
95
said-
all time.
I didn't hear that.
Well, we're only going to live to see 1995, and if any of us live to see 2095, I'll be impressed.
I will
So,
be.
Well, it'll be what, 105, 106, and like what? Well, Phil would just be dead because diabetes is gonna get
Yes.
it.
I was gonna say it won't be me or Dan. So good luck.
Fuck you. I'm living.
No, you're not.
we're going to hook Dan up to a machine.
Fucking, it'll be crazy. Dustin will be hooking into dick machines that just go deliver it right to the brain.
They need to come over.
Jeff and I will just be talking about shit and agreeing on everything in 2095. It'll be a fucking crazy ass century.
I remember 100 years ago when I saw Batman, and then I shit my pants. It's awful.
Ah, shit!
I know
Yeah,
him
shit
worse
my
than Kiss from a Rose was at 112.
D2 and D4 are changing Dion's diapers.
Jeff will be like, "Remember Beverly Hills Cop? Oh, I pooped."
No, he's gonna say, I still haven't seen Heat, man. I still haven't. And he shits his pants.
I like Michael Mann.
Except that the Miami Vice movie wasn't as good as the show, but it was decent.
I still haven't seen it.
2006. It's not bad. I mean, you probably should see it because you like Miami Vice. It doesn't do the show horrible, but it's still a decent movie.
Does it play the theme song?
It plays variations of the theme song. They have a really shitty alternative rock version of In the Air Tonight.
No, Jeff's gonna get Alzheimer's, and then all he's gonna talk about is the movie Fletch.
Which won't be a bad thing.
Once it's on Netflix, I
And it'll
won't have
still be a movie
Alzheimer's to
that
talk
Will
about.
has never seen.
And then the people at the nursing home will be like, "What the fuck is Fletch? Shut up, dude."
I'll just start singing the theme song. I'm like, guys, it's the greatest thing ever. And then they realize I'm not the crazy one they are.
And then every single one of us that are still alive, besides Phil, will still ask the question that has haunted us for years. Is Dan going to be on the show tonight?
I will always haunt.
Gentlemen.
Dan, you're going to have the weirdest funeral ever. It's going to take place the week before WrestleMania, and we're all going to be so sad.
And it'll literally be us in NWO shirts being like, he died as he lived. Not be on the show? Yeah, man.
Break your corpse before they close the casket.
This funeral was too
Yeah,
sweet.
Dustin will just be like, man, his dick got a lot smaller in death.
Well, if it happens before WrestleMania, we know who's getting a free ticket to the show.
Thank you.
He'll win the Warrior Award.
Hurry up and die, you asthmatic fuck.
Oh yeah, by the way, he also paid off his portion of the house too. So all you have to do is drive down here.
It'll just be like they'll be showing Dan's face on the screen, Warrior War. They'll be like him in slow motion in his fucking his flannel jackets, and then like it'll go over the crowd, and it'll just be Dustin shaking his head, being like, "That asthmatic fuck."
No, he'll be clapping his hands like, "I'm here for free because of him being dead."
I want Dustin holding a sign that says that I'm here for free because of that bastard.
And then next year we befriend somebody, they die before WrestleMania, and he goes for free every year.
That time you ritually
Curtis
sacrificed that person.
Yeah, we got to be fair to Curtis. Dan, what are the other the other categories, real quick?
You wanted to hear worst screenplay and prequel, remake, ripoff, sequel. Correct?
You don't have to read the whole thing. Just paraphrase and then tell us the movies.
All right, worst screenplay: Assassin's Creed, Batman v Superman, Dirty Grandpa, Divergent Series of Legion, 50 Shades of Black, Ghostbusters, Gods of Egypt, Hillary's America, Independence Day Resurgence, Mother's Day, Suicide Squad, Zoolander 2.
Is that the only category that Ghostbusters is in?
Sadly, yes.
Oh, that's bullshit.
I don't know how Ghostbusters isn't in worst remake.
Because it's Hollywood, and the narrative they're pushing is, "Hey guys, it was a great success. It was great for women to see this movie." Fuck you, people. Fuck you, Paul Feig.
The problem is nobody saw the movie.
It was a flop. Don't try to switch the narrative on us, people. It was a flop.
Let's just make up categories and put a bunch of movies in it with Ghostbusters, and then Ghostbuster wins it.
Worst film featuring 2 fat women and a dyke.
Ghostbusters.
I was just say Independence Day Resurgence.
I liked your answer, The Heat. When did Sandra Bullock get fat?
The heat is on.
The heat is off.
Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare.
Phil,
Bring
I'm
Beverly
taking
Hills
your
Cop into
Beverly
this.
Hills Cop card away.
I will fucking murder you.
You can't take it away.
I will switch your goddamn insulin with drain cleaner, you motherfucker.
I don't take insulin, damn it!
No, that's the rumor I'm starting. Phil takes insulin. # diabetes fuck.
No, it's drain cleaner. # diabetes.
It's like # diabetes, fuck. That's the hashtag.
But if you put a comma and a hashtag, it makes it a separate thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're fucking
Spells
new and
out
trendy.
coffee.
World class bullshitters. I'm not putting a whole hashtag.
No,
Phil's
you ruined
fucking ass. Fuck that.
You're ruining it. Fuck you.
Yeah, Phil, next time I come to your house, I'm going to steal your copy of Beverly Hills Cop on Blu-ray.
I'll hide it.
I own it, so I don't really need to watch it. I just don't want you to have it.
Fuck you.
Yeah. And then I'll hide my Laserdisc version.
You can no longer do the neutron dance, you piece of shit.
He never could do the neutron dance. It's Phil.
We're gonna do the neutron dance.
Do it right. Do the truffle shuffle.
I don't do my troubles.
Do it!
You do it.
Do it! All right, Dan, finish the list off.
Worst prequel, remake, ripoff, and sequels: Alice Looking Through the Glass, Batman vs Superman, Blair Witch, Divergent.
That's the first one up. Alice Looking Through the Glass.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
I was going to
He
wait,
just
but that
wanted to
was
finish.
awesome.
It's like a shitty version of Alice in Chains.
Sounds like voyeur porn.
Hey, next week on our Pornhub channel.
Alice Looking Through the Glass. Is that a Ken Burns documentary? There's some diabetic, quadriplegic, blonde-haired girl just looking out of a window for 30 minutes?
I wish I could go outside.
It's a Ken Burns documentary. It's like 8 hours long, dude. Get that shit right.
I
Oh,
want Werner Herzog doing narration.
He's gonna carry a boat over land to get it to this. You ever see that documentary? How crazy he is. He
Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces. He's fucking insane.
He wanted a boat in a specific shot, so he carried the boat over land, had the natives roll it on logs, cut down trees, and
Yep.
put the boat in the middle of the fucking island.
That was for the one with Marlon Brando, right? What was that movie? With Val Kilmer.
Werner Herzog didn't direct the Island of Dr. Moreau. Somebody else did.
Okay.
What I've seen from Werner Herzog is called The Act of Killing, and it's where he went to, I think, Cambodia. And what he did was get killers, people who murdered a bunch of citizens there who worked for the government, to reenact their favorite musicals, talking about murdering these people in front of the people whose families they murdered. It's like the most insane concept I've seen for a documentary.
Are you
Jesus
just jealous that you didn't come
Christ.
up with it first?
I am sad that I'm not on that plane of thought where you take a bunch of murderers and flaunt them in front of the victims' families doing musical numbers dressed as women.
What you should do is come hang out with Nick and I over a weekend at a horror convention, and you'll get in that mindset real quick.
Deal.
Okay, Dan, you read the
Shit.
whole thing, right?
I read 3 and then stopped because Alice was looking through the glass.
All right, sorry. Go ahead and read that list correctly this time.
Alice through the looking glass.
Looking through the glass.
Batman vs. Superman, Blair Witch, Divergent Series of Legion, 50 Shades of Black, Independence Day Resurgence, Legend of Tarzan, London Has Fallen, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, Ride Along 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, Zoolander 2.
How the fuck did Blair Witch?
I think you mispronounced Batman looking through the glass, Zoolander looking
Batman
through the
versus
glass,
Man looking
and
through the
Divergent
glass.
series looking through the glass.
I just want a T-shirt that just says "Looking Through the Glass."
We know people that can make t-shirts like that.
I know you can get a T-shirt like that. Well, not like that, but you can get T-shirts from Incarnate-Studios.com and help support the show. You know what? When we get to episode 100, I want to give 100 plugs to Incarnate Studios on that episode.
Oh, obviously.
Okay, Dan, that's going to be your job to
Challenge
keep
accepted.
So, what do you guys think of the Razzies? Do you think those movies are truly pieces of shit, or some of them are mistakenly nominated?
I think actual pieces of shit didn't make the list, and that kind of skews the whole concept for me.
I believe Ghostbusters is very underrated in the system here because it's only in 1.
Fuck that movie and fuck anyone that thinks it's good.
I think Paul Feig is a revolutionary director, and I think that movie was underrated for its plot devices and use of CGI.
Shut the fuck up.
I would like to see Paul Feig raped by a large Hispanic man. I'm just saying. I want to see that in 20...
Is that going to be the next documentary?
Ken does Paul Feig looking through the glass.
Have him get raped in a Mexican's van, because then there's going to be like 40 or 50 dicks going in there.
Paul Feig, Jorge in his ass.
It'll be like those 500-man gangbang orgy pornos, and there'll be no
All in
cum
one
shot.
vehicle. Do you think their cum is
One in,
brown?
one out.
I don't know. I've never seen another man's cum, so I wouldn't know. Maybe they're just bad.
Dustin,
smokers.
feel free to elaborate.
Oh, I'm just wondering if all the little seamen have like those little mustaches with sombreros.
If you could cum sombreros and mustaches, you'd be the coolest people on earth.
Sounds like a Mexican
Hey,
hat
as long
man.
as those mustache-wearing cum stains can make an awesome burrito, I'm all in.
I've never
That's
had
what
a
makes
Mexican
sense.
person make me a good burrito.
I have.
There was a
Chipotle.
cute Mexican girl at the Pancheros in Okemos. She had a big butt. She made a pretty good burrito.
Oh, speaking of big asses, there's this girl that goes to my gym. Holy shit. You would look at her from the waist up, and she looks like the nerdiest white chick you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
You look at her from the waist down, you're like, holy shit. And she's got like the lower body that she squats and works out.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I almost tripped over myself looking at her ass yesterday. It's that epic.
Nice.
I was at the Secretary of State today, and I saw a black girl's ass that disappointed me, and I've never had that before.
Can we go back? Can we go back to how that story started at the Secretary of State? Because you said that part you enunciated it so well. I was like, oh shit! And then a black girl's ass. I was like, oh, well, I want to know what happened at the adventure at the Secretary of State.
It's like when you.
Well, no,
It's like, fat girls with small boobs. It's just disappointing. It's like, well, if I got to deal with that, they better at least be,
Were you looking
lusty.
through the glass?
Looking through the
At the
glass of
Secretary of
disappointment.
State at the window.
How bad was it, dude?
well, I've never seen one that I was just like, oh, that's a badass. Like, normally it's 100%. You can guarantee if I'm going to be a creep and my eyes are going to wander down, I'm going to look at something nice and round. This one was just like a deflated beach ball. I can't explain it, really.
How old was she?
She had to be younger than me, which is normally like thumbs up.
Not this
But
time.
early 20s. But then she got in a fight with some other black girl that came in, and then they got escorted out, and it was really entertaining.
So what you're telling me is these people are trash.
It's the fucking Secretary of State.
I don't know what that means because I live in a big city. We just go downtown by the courthouse, and you see that shit.
Which
We
you
see a lot of
literally
trash.
assume is a big city. Usually the roles reverse. BFE, the fucking Hicks and ghetto motherfuckers go to the courthouse, but in the big city with the Secretary of State, it's a weird dichotomy. It's kind of weird.
I honestly don't think where can you go to the Secretary of State in Ohio, Phil?
I have no clue.
That's not like a thing you can do here. I mean, I'm sure there is, and people are gonna, correct me like, "Oh, you live in Ohio, you should know this better." I'm like, you don't even live in Ohio. My point is, though, you go downtown, you'll see that shit. Hell, you go down my street, you'll see that shit.
It was just weird. The whole day was weird. I got to miss work for it, but then I saw a weird ass and a weird fight and a bunch of poor people, and everyone smelled.
And there wasn't even any dicks.
It's like a trip to my local Kroger. Dan, you know which Kroger I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where Douche Canoe's mom used to work.
The
So
Secretary of State in Ohio is Continental Plaza, 180 East Broadway Street, Columbus, Ohio.
that's
So
why I've
if
never
you're
been.
planning on bombing somewhere, Phil did direction.
Here we go.
Here we go again.
That was Dustin / Curtis's quote.
I think
not
that was
mine.
Brian.
Brian,
I'm Brian.
Dustin, Jim, Bob.
Gentlemen. I'm having a hard time breathing, so I need to stop y'all.
I have a bad feeling he still listens to this show in spurts, and this is the one part he'll catch. Like, oh, they still make fun of me, and then he'll go back and listen to every episode.
Spurt all over his face. Fuck him.
I haven't seen that dude in months. Yeah, shit.
Did he get a new job? I know he was at the comic book store, then he got a new job at a gas station or something.
And he quit it already?
Oh. Damn, Brian.
Last time I saw him was at that night we went to the bar for his birthday.
Oh, yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
And then you left, and Dan and I stayed the whole night. We went to Perkins.
Yeah, I left because I went to get laid.
Creaspers.
I don't. You know what? Not only do I doubt that, but the way that you threw that in there, fucking Dustin's laugh fit perfectly.
I was there with a girl, Jeff. Tell him.
Was it a girl? It was a girl.
Okay, not to be mean, Phil, if I don't even remember you being there, how am I going to remember who you were with? Like, I was like, oh, yeah, you were there. Duh.
Remember, it was that crazy chick with glasses.
And she fucked you later, I guess.
Was it
Yeah,
the one
she
that
did.
her mom hated you?
No, this one was just crazy.
It just
No,
it didn't work,
this
dude.
one was-
Why
this-
it fell apart, bro.
This one was the girl. Her mom. I told you should have been on that show, My 600-Pound Life.
I'm drawing a blank, sorry.
I just know that everything that Phil says gets countered with Brian's laughing.
You mean Curtis?
Chuck.
I remember that night. Phil, I'll vouch for you.
Thank you, Dan.
Dan, I went
That was the most reluctant vouching I've ever heard a motherfucker give another dude.
I feel like if Phil gets arrested in Florida at WrestleMania, like, Dan will let him go through all this shit, and then he'll go, hey, I'll vouch for him. He
Yeah, he will.
didn't rape that prostitute.
That's
you know.
after where the cop is like, what happened? And then Phil just randomly yells out, I got laid that night.
Yeah, that's why we're arresting you for rape.
I believe the 12-year-old said no.
Twice.
Joel's there?
Oh, poor Joel and his pedophilia.
This wasn't Taiwan.
It was Cheviot, close enough.
I don't remember any underage Asians that night, so I don't think Joel was there.
Oh, okay.
That was great.
All right, so I think we finally got through the news.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing.
Oh, we were doing that. I forgot.
Yeah, this is World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. We'll eventually talk about pop culture. So, guys, what would you like to do next? Would you rather do This Week in Bullshit or the Great Pop Culture Debate?
Let's do the debate and
Bullshit.
get that out of the way.
All right, we got to vote for debate. We got to vote for bullshit. What do the other two assholes say?
Bullshit.
Bullshit?
Bullshit, I guess.
I was voting for debate. So we're going to do debate because I have it written down.
Why did you even ask us that?
I don't know.
Because he can.
You want to do that from the beginning, ass. You could have said, let's do the debate. And then we just do the debate.
You're supposed to agree with me. Shut up.
Oh, wait. No. Hey, buddy. I agree with you. Yes. Let's do the debate.
Anyway, this week's debate comes from me. If you have a suggestion for a debate topic, shoot us an email at worldclassbs@mail.com. The best mail.
.com. Fuck you, that's my line.
Yeah, Dan's back. He gets to say it.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. So, this week...
.com.
Thanks, Brian.
Better late than never. Pitch the end of the MCU. Guys, this is pretty easy. Just pitch me, or the listeners, in this case, the end of the MCU. The only rule is it just has to feed off what exists. You can't say, well, Iron Man got shot in that car and it never happened. Like, that just doesn't work. So, who would like to go first?
I'll go first because I don't have much.
All right. Nothing new.
Thanks for the confidence.
Hey! You know, live up to the hype.
My ending is there is no ending. They keep coming up with great stories, and the MCU goes on forever and ever and ever.
You should have.
There's the Phil we
You're
know
fucking
and love, you
stupid.
diabetic piece of shit.
Hey. Rotten hell.
I don't think it should end. As long as they have continuous good stories, I don't think it needs to end.
Okay, thank you for nothing. Who would like to go next?
Jesus.
Speaking of nothing,
Oh, Dan has nothing, so
Go for it, Dan.
I didn't get anything.
so Dan also thinks it shouldn't end.
All right, I'm gonna save this goddamn sinking ship. Dustin, you gonna follow me up?
Yeah.
All right, so show them how professionals do it. My thing was, when you said go off something existing, I did that. My philosophy with this debate: keep it small, keep it simple, and it'd be fantastic. My thing, because Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer was so bad, my idea was to take the storyline from that Fantastic Four storyline and just have it be Galactus attacks the Earth and the Avengers. All the characters that end up being in Infinity Wars 1 and 2, what have you, the universe they've established, they all come together to fight Galactus. Particularly in my storyline, obviously, there wouldn't be a Silver Surfer. It would just be Galactus attacks. Certain heroes would die. My idea being at the end of the series, Iron Man would retire. Him and Pepper would ride off into the sunset. Captain America would continue being the head of the Avengers. Certain characters like Hawkeye, maybe War Machine, and so some other characters would die off. And that would be the move. They'd defend it from Galactus, the ultimate threat, the guy who literally devours worlds. And they would leave it open enough where you would buy into the fact that Captain America would lead the Avengers on to different adventures. We just don't see them right now. So
I have a serious question. Do you have access to the document that I wrote?
For tonight?
Yeah, because this is very similar to what I have. Anyway, I'll go at the
Are
end.
you serious?
You'll hear it. All right.
Just go right now, Jeff.
Oh, wait, I forgot. I agree with you on everything, so that would make sense.
Anyway, okay, all joking aside, honestly, we're kind of similar, but different at the same time. So I said mine won't be very popular, but I think this MCU, all of it, should end at Infinity War, because nothing's going to be bigger in the MCU than Thanos. They don't own Galactus. They're never going to get any of the Fantastic Four or X-Men characters. It's just going to be a retread of stupid characters like Captain Marvel and this new Spider-Man. So I'd have the Avengers defeat Thanos, but I'd have Iron Man, the Vision, Bucky, Scarlet Witch. They would all die. The survivors would return to Earth, and it would just kind of end. Like the first Avengers, Earth would praise the Avengers for their heroic deeds, the Sokovia bullshit would end, and there would be new adventures on the horizons that we never see. So that's why I think ours was too similar, Dion.
Oh, not bad. I like yours. Because I agree with you.
Anyway, Dustin, close it out.
Sure. So mine, we're gonna go till about like movie 23, and we're gonna make it through the upcoming Infinity Wars, and then go to one more major crossover, and that's where it's gonna end. But what happens here in Infinity War for me is Pepper Potts has to die to push my line along. Eventually, Thanos gets defeated, of course. Let's say that happens in the second Infinity War or whatever. I don't care. But the narrative that we're going to develop here is for Tony Stark to continuously either experience tragedy or create problems for himself, to which, because of his God complex, his hubris, all that, he's going to keep trying to find the solutions. And by doing that, he's going to keep creating worse and worse problems. We saw it with Ultron. We saw it with Civil War. And what happens when he loses Pepper Potts in Infinity War here is that's going to really push him over the edge finally, where he now wants to exert complete control over his reality. So he essentially becomes, if you've read Kingdom Come, kind of a mixture between Batman and what he does with Gotham, where he has all of his robots patrolling and stuff, mixed with almost an Injustice Superman, where he is in control of everything and he thinks he's doing it for a righteous cause, for the sake of his lost love. Now, a lot of the Avengers died during Infinity War, so as we go forward here, they're still fractured. He does not want to be friends with Captain America because Steve Rogers doesn't believe in that kind of totalitarian, dystopic leadership rule. So they keep feuding throughout the next few films. We don't see it directly, but we hear it referenced in these smaller ones until the final culmination. Now, Stephen Strange is around here, and for whatever reason, I haven't worked it out exactly, but you can come up with one for yourself. He is reluctant to use his time manipulation. Now, we could say it's something to the effect of, he saw unintended effects and has sworn it off. So Tony Stark keeps, trying to coerce him. You have to go back in time and save Pepper. And Stephen Strange says, no, there are far worse consequences that'll happen if I do that. So he's kind of rogue. He's not exactly with Captain because he doesn't really care about that whole Avengers thing. Well, but there are all these factions moving along with Tony Stark as basically the main villain. But what Tony Stark does, in addition to oppressing Earth, is he keeps challenging these evil entities throughout the universe. So, he's continuously battling outside forces, aliens, alternate dimensions, whatever. And it keeps escalating. So eventually it gets to a point where, because Doctor Strange won't give in and go back in time and save Pepper, that Tony Stark takes his loved one. And he threatens her. And while he's doing this, he's, Rhodey's his right-hand man, but Rhodey's starting to kind of go, man, I think we're doing the wrong thing. So eventually he's going to kill Rhodey. He's going to kill Captain America. And Stephen Strange is going to be like, dude, what the fuck? Eventually he's going to kill Stephen Strange's girl, Rachel McAdams. And that's when Stephen Strange goes back in time for the first time in years, let's say a decade. And when he goes back in time, we hear the opening chords to bump, bum, 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 bum. And then we see Tony Stark walking up to the Hummer. But instead of getting in that second Hummer, a soldier stops him and says, no, yours is that one in front of us. And then as Tony Stark walks up to the front Hummer, the camera goes up to Stephen Strange. End of the fucking movie. Nothing happens. The end.
I like yours the best.
Yeah, because Stephen Strange ends up blowing up Tony Stark by altering history, and then none of the bad shit that happened afterward ever happens. I like it.
So let's see. Do they find Captain America in the ice? Yeah, they would, because they're looking for... So, the Avengers, I guess, would exist without Iron Man?
And he's the one in my narrative that keeps causing all these problems and escalating situations, so...
It's like the butterfly effect. I like it.
Thank you.
So it's not up to me, though, to decide who wins. It's up to the listeners. So, listeners, if you feel so inclined, go down to the comments section and tell us who you thought won the debate. Obviously, Dan and Phil give the strongest arguments, so it's going to be hard to beat them this week.
If you vote for me, you were fucking stupid.
Please run for president. Just please do. I would love for that to be a campaign slogan. If you vote for me, you're fucking stupid.
Oh, no, there's a guy named Vermin Supreme.
Oh,
I
God.
fucking love Vermin Supreme, dude.
Yeah, and he says...
Vote for me is a vote wasted.
Oh, my God. I mean, I know he exists. I just can't believe that's a thing.
I wanted to write him in.
If
Well-
Trump did it, we could all do it.
Phil, you're about $3.3 billion shy of what he did, so...
Nah, I'll just borrow it from Trump.
Borrow it from Iron Man himself. He'll loan you $3 billion to run for...
Borrow from Kanye West.
Shit. He's broke. So, that was the debate. Let's try a new segment called This Week in Bullshit. So, as you can tell, we're all frothing at the mouth to talk about that piece of shit Meryl Streep and her retarded, misguided comments at the Golden Globes, which is essentially the Academy Awards where all the actors just blow each other for 5 hours.
Stupid cunt.
Yep. You know what? I'm just gonna come out of the gate swinging and say this: celebrities, keep your political opinions to your fucking self. You're just an actor. You're not even a real person to a degree. You fake your way through life. We don't even know who you really are. So I don't need Meryl Streep or any celebrity to say, well, this is how America should be, and this is how this should be. No, you're paid an exorbitant amount of money to talk on a camera. Do that. Stay the fuck out of my life. Guys, what do you guys think?
You're missing a big part of what you said was correct. They're paid an exorbitant amount of money to talk in front of a camera using other people's words in a convincing manner. That's the scariest part. They're not saying what they feel. They're not acting genuine. These people are talented at becoming whoever corporate entities need them to be to convince people to be entertained or to feel a certain way or to believe certain thoughts.
And it just pisses me off, too, because you got our friend from Arizona going about, oh, it's so inspiring, and all this other shit for Meryl Streep to speak out. Really? It's that inspiring? It's kind of fucking stupid. What else? What do you other guys think?
And you said exactly what Mark Wahlberg said. He took to Twitter and said, "I think celebrities should shut up about politics." There's no point. He also went on to say a lot of celebrities did do and shouldn't talk about politics. Most of them live in a bubble in Hollywood. They don't know anything. They're pretty much out of touch with the common person and everyday life that most people live. You know, they're living in luxury. They don't fucking see what other people see. So they need to shut the fuck up. They don't know anything.
Like I told you guys earlier in the show about California, it's just like they all live in a fucking fairy tale out there. You know, and the fucked up part is all the entertainment, including internet entertainment, comes from there. So all you're getting is a fucking Californian worldview. The worst is like Screen Junkies. They're so politically correct, they don't even have any more entertaining content. It's so fucking retarded.
Well, I mean, I don't. For Screen Junkies is specifically different. I think they just all. I mean, combine that with what Dustin said. Screen Junkies specifically, all of their shit is based on what other people do. So they're in a whole other level of bullshit. But as much as I agree with her sentiment of violence is violence, nastiness is nastiness, whatever. For you to go on, this is who people voted for, and whether you agree with it or not, that's who people vote. That's how it turned out. And and I get her trying to, show this compassionate side, whatever. But one, we don't know what's going to happen yet, and this is coming from a guy who, is apprehensive about what's happening too. But you to go on and try to, take, a dude, a crippled reporter being made fun of and turn it into this whole political conversation, especially at the Golden fucking Globes, is stupidly misguided and just so and to bring other shit into it too. Mixed martial arts isn't an art, football isn't an art, all this other bullshit. It's like, but what you do is an art. Yeah, because fucking Mamma Mia was real fucking art, Meryl.
I find her very unlikable. I've seen her in one movie that I considered her performance great, which was Doubt. Dustin, you were there. You saw it.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because that is a fucking good movie.
And then other than that, I think Meryl Streep's the most overrated actress ever. She's not memorable. She's just kind of ugly and there.
No, she's a great actress, and she just says really dumb shit.
Oh, I'm not disputing that she is talented. I'm talking about I've never seen her in anything I've truly enjoyed except one film.
And I think that's a part of going in the back of what Phil said. She never really, some movies are smaller budget, whatever, but a lot of the shit that she does is stuff that no one really watches. So what are you talking about?
She's doing it literally for the awards. Every movie that she's in, they're shooting for an Academy Award. They're not making it for the hell of it. They're making it so that
I don't know, motherfucker. She didn't make goddamn Mamma Mia and what's the other piece of shit musical?
Mamma Mia was up for best musical at the Oscars last year.
Did it win?
Last year?
No,
like
it didn't.
10 years ago, dude.
Yeah, this was way.
And if it was, probably would have won
year.
a fucking Tony, which they vote for anything with song and dance and weird motherfuckers in it. That's not necessarily.
I'm gonna fact check that because I'm pretty sure it was up for an Oscar.
Oh, I can definitely see that, especially the musical category.
Yeah, Mamma Mia came out in 2008. The only thing that pisses me off about the movie is Pierce Brosnan's in it.
When you're gone!
Meryl Streep reminds me of Mrs. Doubtfire was an actual woman.
Hello!
Hello!
I don't know what I'm more offended about right now. The fact that Mamma Mia is a thing with Pierce Brosnan, or the fact that Dion has seen it and can quote it.
Okay, it was not up for an Oscar.
I'm not ashamed.
But it was up for three Golden Globes, including Best Actress and Best Motion Picture.
Yeah, well, Golden Globes don't matter. Ryan Reynolds was up for a Golden Globe for his performance as Deadpool.
Yeah, it was an awesome performance.
No, it wasn't that great.
It's not a real movie.
I can't think of a superhero performance that deserves a Golden Globe or any kind of serious award. Hell, Heath Ledger wouldn't have won a fucking Oscar posthumously had he not died. Well, obviously because of the posthumous award. My point is, he would have never been awarded an award for the Joker
I don't know.
in
The
life
Joker was
because
fucking sweet as shit.
no,
I mean,
everyone bought into the
I
hype
agree
that
with
he
Jeff, I
died.
agree with you. Whatever, you're 100% right. But the Joker at least would have been nominated because that was fantastic.
No,
If he wouldn't have been dead, he wouldn't have been dead.
Yeah, exactly. Dustin gets it. No, but seriously,
Deadpool was also up for Best Picture, by the way.
which is
Golden Globe.
a Golden Globe. Look, Deadpool was a fun movie. Deadpool was not the greatest thing I saw last year, and it also has.
It was pretty fucking good, man. Deadpool was pretty fucking good.
It was.
It was good, but like he fucks up. He like cuts the wrong hand off and shit. There's errors in that movie too.
When
There
I think of
is
films this year, I think
errors,
of...
but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was
Okay.
just saying. I was going on Deadpool. Go ahead and go with your point. I was just.
When I think of things that deserve film of the year, I didn't see a whole lot of not blockbusters this year, so I can't speak to that. But I think of films like No Country for Old Men, The Departed, Doubt, things of that nature. I don't think of fucking some guy who jacks off with a pink fucking unicorn as like Oscar caliber or worthy of Best Picture of the Year. I think those are fun films, but I don't think they elevate the art form, and I don't think they really change you as a viewer beyond, oh, I had fun and laughed for 2 hours.
You know,
How they not change the art form? If anything, it's bringing a character that's in print to life. And again, we can jump right back into the Meryl Streep thing because what she said is fucking dumb. But this really interests me at this point. I think that movies like Deadpool, like Avengers, specifically the first one, even
As
to some
opposed to
extent,
Atlantically?
what was that? What was that?
just keep going, Dion. Just keep making your point.
I'm just saying that elevating the art form, making you interested in a character, bringing someone's written work to life on the screen that you see acted by people, whatever your interpretation of that is, if enough people agree with it, that's what makes it a valuable nomination. Now, again, Deadpool, the discussion can be had, but I think one of the main reasons was it's a fucking ridiculous character that works in comic books because it's silly and it's dumb. And it's such an outlandish character that a lot of people liked it, and it made you invested in the character. That's one reason why I would have been, okay if it was nominated for something like that. And I think that in of itself, it doesn't matter if it's not a serious tearjerker, makes me want to use my tears for lubrication when I look at other dudes' dicks. But if it's a good movie and it makes me invested enough, and other people invested at the same time, yeah, I think it's worthy enough to be nominated for shit like that.
Deadpool's cool, but Deadpool is a flash in the pan, right moment or right place, right time. The second movie's not going to be as good. And it's not because second movies always suck. That's not the case. But
It's not going to be good because Ryan Reynolds is going to take it in the ass.
That's true. SoCal Rice King can't look up to Deadpool anymore. I just don't think it was a game changer. It was funny, and it made a lot of money, and that's why people are going on about it. When you watch that movie on repeat, or not on repeat, but repeatedly, it loses a lot of its fucking like entertainment value. When I watch Civil War multiple times, I learn new things and I get more excited about the story. When I watch Deadpool, it's like, ha ha, a fart joke, ha ha, a pegging joke, ha ha, I heard the joke before. I don't watch that movie and go, oh man, I pick up something new every time. I'm not fulfilled when I watch Deadpool. It's like, oh, it was a good, waste of 2 hours.
And that's the thing, what it had going for it was shock value. People weren't used to that from a comic book movie. So going in, wow, they think it's awesome because they've never seen something like this. But like you were saying, Jeff, you watch it 3 or 4 times, the jokes are stale, they're coming. It's almost comfort food at that point. And if it's a game changer, all it's going to change is the fact that now a bunch of shittier companies are going to try to emulate that same formula and put out a bunch of Deadpool copycats. And we're going to see really quickly why that should be just a flash in the pan thing, because too much of that's going to ruin any of it.
Remember, we had that with The Dark Knight as well. Everything was trying to be dark and gritty, and we got the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, which was shit. We got a bunch of other dark and gritty reboots, and dark and gritty doesn't really work anymore thanks to the Avengers being the hit it was. So, Avengers is a game changer. Dark Knight was a game changer for a while, and it deserved, the shit it got to a degree. I don't think Heath Ledger was the be-all, end-all. In life...
If if he hadn't died, do you think that it would have been as successful as it was?
No, I don't think the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, would have lived on in pop culture. People are obsessed with death in celebrities. Like, okay, Jim Morrison's been dead for 43 years or something like that. People still go on about that dude. People go on about Heath Ledger. If they die
Yeah, but
young,
The Doors isn't a movie that's regarded as this great movie that's a game changer. It's,
the Doors are regarded as a band that is a game changer. We're not talking
but if we're
about.
talking about specifically movies winning
We're talking
awards,
about
The
dead
Doors
celebrities.
didn't win
Dion,
a cavalcade of awards.
Dion, you're on the wrong part of this. We're talking about dead celebrities. Jim Morrison. That is Val Kilmer that's still very much alive. I don't know how, because he's fat as shit and he looks terrible. My point is, Jim Morrison, we're talking about the guy from The Doors. People are obsessed with his dead ass. I'm just saying, they glom onto these dead celebrities. Jimi Hendrix, all these things. They live on even greater in death than they did in life because they're dead and people are obsessed with this shit. With Heath Ledger, it's the same thing. It's like his performance was great. The movie would have been the exact same had he been alive, but people wouldn't have been like, "Oh my god, he died. It was the final performance, blah blah blah." It's like, no, Dr. Parnassus's Imaginarium was his final role, and you don't talk about that kind of dumb shit. Like, people just bought into that hype. He was cool, but had he been alive, he would never got an Oscar.
Well, I agree with that, but I mean, I agree with everything you said just there. Whatever, you're 100% smart. You're awesome. I want to make out with you. But in terms of the movie, I thought speaking of the movie itself getting that praise because of the dead actor, going with your Jim Morrison, comparison. I don't think Val Kilmer even got nominated for his portrayal in The Doors. Now, yeah, the character, not the character, the person, yeah, people love the whole. His body being moved, whatever. He's dead at 27, whatever. But the movie, that logic, the movie would have been regarded as this crazy, awesome thing. And people like Val Kilmer's thing, but it wasn't. I don't think he was even nominated for anything in that movie. It wasn't like.
Jeff, can I step in and explain it in different words?
Yeah.
Jeff is saying people liked Heath Ledger's performance because Heath Ledger died. You're saying, well, using that logic, people should have liked Val Kilmer's performance of some other person
that died.
Do you see they're not the same thing? Do you not understand? Jeff is saying A equals A, and you're going.
No, don't get me wrong. I agree with Jeff. What he said, whatever he says is smart and whatever. He's fantastic in what he does. I agree with him. I'm just going off of the dead people obsessed with the death thing.
Yeah, but Val Kilmer is very much alive, so that doesn't work.
Yeah, I just don't understand how
Jim Morrison's dead.
Yeah,
so
look at
if they love the band game still here. Why wouldn't they not like the movie that's made about him?
Because they're not worried about the movie. They're worried about the real guy, and it took 30 fucking years to make the movie about his death. I'm talking about John Lennon died. People liked the Beatles, but now that he's dead, the fucking song Imagine and all these other things have been elevated to another level. Elvis has more money in death than he did in life. People are obsessed with these dead people that are considered icons. Heath Ledger's the most recent one. There's this movie on Netflix called Too Young to Die. Who's on the fucking image for the movie? Heath Ledger. I'm just saying, it's all that is why Heath Ledger's Joker is as regarded as it is. It's not that it's the greatest thing ever seen in a comic book movie. It's not, and for me at least. It's just because he's dead and people were so into that moment, they want to be emotionally invested. It's a problem that people want to be a part of something too much. It's like, look, you like this Batman movie. Cool. Go watch it as a fan, buy the Blu-ray, shut the fuck up. You're not involved in that story of Heath Ledger's death. Don't act like you are. Don't try to put your feelings onto it as well as, what actually happened. Look, it was cool. It's over and done with. Thank God we've had other better comic book movie performances.
I think he's the best villain of all time. As much as I understand your logic, I have yet to see in any subsequent comic book movies a villain that I'm entertained by. And I'm not trying to sound like one of those people that was too cool to get caught up in his death. I thought it was funny when he died. I remember walking through the hallways of MSU when these dumb bitches on their doors have R.I.P. Heath, and I didn't know that he had died. When I heard he did, I just laughed and went out of my way to make fun of it. And then I watched the movie, and I was like, wow, this guy who I'd really only seen in The Patriot, and he was kind of a bitch in that, and in A Knight's Tale, I didn't really care about his character. It wasn't compelling. That's a cool villain right there, because he's a straight up sociopath with no limits. And I thought that was a really interesting character to watch. I know people like Loki. to me, he's pretty one-dimensional. He's just like, oh, I'm a pathological liar who's power hungry. All the other villains are either like carbon copies of the good guy or just so unmemorable I can't even bring them to my mind right now. At least with his, I can say almost to the 100% truthfully, I do not think I was affected by his death. If anything, I wanted it to suck because I found it funny that people cared that he died. And I was shocked when I was drawn into his performance.
I've liked other people more, and I'm gonna say something weird, but I think Iron Man is the villain of Civil War, so I like him. That's where I'll put that in. Like, to me, he's the bad guy of that movie. We always talk about Star Wars, about, the Jedi are evil from my point of view. Iron Man's evil in that movie, and Robert Downey Jr. is better than Heath Ledger. So that's where I'll leave it. That's where I'll leave my thing.
You
Sorry.
waited long. That's a great fucking.
There's a Chuck Norris commercial on TV, and I got distracted. Sorry. Firewalker tonight at 11 p.m. 10 Central, only on Grit TV with Backbone. Sorry, I'm excited. So yeah, back to the Hollywood thing though. With Meryl Streep.
That's a Meryl Streep's cunt ass.
Yeah, and another thing, all these celebrities are like trying to bond together and say like we're not going to perform until Donald Trump's not the president or something.
Oh.
Leave. I'm gonna find where's that thing? Celebrity boycott. Trump. Okay, here we go. Celebrity boycott list. Wait, no, this is old, because I ain't going to read anything from CNN on this fucking show. My point is, the list of celebrities that are like, we're going to not perform until he's not president, are stupid people like Rosie O'Donnell. Does anyone care if she...
Plus, when those bills come due, you sure as shit going to pick up some more parts.
And Whoopi Goldberg... I'm going to put it like this. These people are hurting their stock with me. Like, I never liked Whoopi Goldberg, but I thought she was just alright. Like, if like, oh, Whoopi Goldberg's on this show. Okay, cool. Like, Whoopi Goldberg's on the show.
Would you say whoop-de-doo? Whoop-de-doo.
Get out.
You're so impressed with your joke.
I'm disgusted with my life.
Oh, man.
Some bitch was dumb enough to make kids with me.
Every time. No, it's just, I find it funny. That's what this week has really been about. Donald Trump and his golden shower.
Yeah, it's like, that's my whole thing. It's like, there are a lot of things that you could fucking go on strike for. AIDS is still a thing that happens. Motherfucking child soldiers. That's pretty fucked up. Poverty's a really bad thing, right? But, this guy got elected that we don't like, that isn't in office yet. Well, I'm fucking mad about it.
He disagrees with us in our point of view.
And some of them have enough money that they don't need to work for 4 years. Like, fuck you. Don't try and, use an actual emotional sentiment, in terms of, bad is bad and good is good, and then turn around and be like, well, fucking Trump, man. Like, fuck you, Rosie. How about you raise your daughter and not treat her like shit? How about that, Rosie O'Donnell?
They give lesbians daughters?
They gave Cher her transgender son person thing. Chaz Bono. Sorry. I feel like that should be a joke, but it's not. Oh man. I'm just pissed. Like, at least, okay, here's one thing I wanted to bring up on this week's show. At least certain celebrities, we'll use The Rock as an example, keeps his mouth shut about politics and doesn't gain any negative...
His ass got burned before.
Yes, but I'm just saying he's smart about that. Celebrities that don't look at Bryan Cranston. I used to think you were the greatest thing ever on TV. Now I know you're a piece of shit in real life. Like I won't go see any of your fucking movies anymore because you can't keep your fucking mouth shut. No one watches Breaking Bad for Bryan Cranston's real life opinions. They watch it because Breaking Bad's an awesome show. Like, Bryan Cranston, we don't give a fuck about your Twitter. Like, everyone's like, oh, Donald Trump should delete his Twitter. Every celebrity should delete their Twitter. I don't care what Hayden Panettiere had for breakfast. I don't give a shit what Johnny Depp's doing for lunch. I don't care about what you people are doing. And I sure as shit don't care about your political views, and I don't care how you tell me how you think I should live. Because Meryl Streep, I don't really have a bad life, but let's see her, like, interact with one of my days. She'd be bitching the whole fucking time.
I do care about the see-through top that Ariel Winter wore.
That's a different thing that I agree with.
Is that the ugly alien-looking bitch from Game of Thrones?
No, Aaron,
No,
the one
she's
with the
the
giant tits. That they were
giant
so big they
tits
got
on Modern
replaced.
Family.
Are you gonna send that here in the chat or what?
She actually got those
Reduced.
smallified or whatever the fuck.
Oh.
Smallified.
No, Dustin, don't get
They're
too
still
upset.
large.
They're still double D's. They used to be like H cups or something.
Hold on. What's her name?
Ariel.
Here, I got it. Hold on.
Just go to fucking the show, you motherfucker.
Some
She's
of us,
the
some of
chick
us,
with the glasses.
some of us have decency, Dion, and don't want to watch Modern Family because that show fucking sucks.
It's actually pretty fucking funny. I mean, I
I
agree with you. It's a fucking shitty show. You're 100% right, but it's pretty funny.
How's that dead horse? You gonna keep beating it or?
Oh no, it was a few people in the comments too that were very, very adamant about that fact. So I just, I
We
agree
don't
with
talk
Jeff.
about the comments yet until we get to the comments section of the show.
Damn it,
No, I agree with
Dion.
you. You're right. We shouldn't go to the comments until.
Ariel Winter's got a great body, but her face is ugh. She looks like a fucking garden gnome with makeup.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a real person.
Oh, she's very real.
I'd bone her.
Hey, I'll tell you this: if we ever run into her in public, I'll give you one of you guys $250 to go grab her tit and run off.
I like my job. I ain't doing that shit.
What? You will take it. Shit.
The one full black dude in this group to go grab a famous white woman's tits. I ain't gonna have a job by Monday.
Actually, knowing her, she might be cool with it, and you might have another kid.
Well, I think I should buy that for $1.
There you go.
I mean, no, I agree with you, Jeff. Is what I'm saying.
We actually did agree. You ruined the joke. Fuck you.
Just give her the 200.
I agree with that. I ruined the
She'll
joke.
probably
You're
let you
right.
do it.
I ruined the joke.
I'm gonna offer some millionaire kid. Hey, kid, let me give you $200 to feel your tit. Well, she's 18, so it's not like I'm a pedophile.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's it. Fuck you, Meryl Streep. Keep fucking to yourself. No one gives a shit what you have to say.
Shut your clam, bitch.
Yeah, go make a movie. Go star in a film that makes $1 billion.
I wouldn't say shut your glam, bitch, but I will say if you make a movie that isn't Mamma Mia bad, then we'll discuss what the fuck is art and what isn't, and what we should care about. Meryl, thanks.
You need a facelift, and your nose is too pointy. And...
I don't agree with that.
Shut up. And you look like the chick from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, and you're white. Let's pull that white card on her, like, hey, you're white privilege and all this other shit. You don't know what it's like for us, Americans, blah blah blah. I don't care.
My favorite part was just like you're white.
Meryl
I'm
Streep,
full or Batman.
Get your ass into the woods and stay there.
With Phil, because that's where his diabetic system is.
You know what, Phil? You should go cut her foot off and replace yours with it.
Dion agrees.
Then he could dance in Mamma Mia.
With Pierce Brosnan.
When you're gone.
You've lost 2 points in my book that you're quoting that song multiple times.
It was worth it. It was worth it. I mean, I agree that was a shitty reference, but it was worth it.
Did you only watch it because of Hillary, or did you watch it because you
That
wanted
is the 100% reason why I watched that movie. You
Good.
know me well enough to know that even back then when we weren't that close of friends, that's the only reason why I watched that movie.
But you don't have to like it. You could just say you saw it and it was.
I don't like it. Literally, the only reason why I was like okay with it was because fucking 007 was in it. And had I known that there were other motherfuckers that liked that franchise as much as I would, I'd have been like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch GoldenEye. I'm gonna go watch, well, not Die Another Day, but I'm gonna go watch something cool.
Don't tell me you don't want to watch Die Another Day when literally there was a day when I visited and all we did is watch the worst films in a franchise. Die Another Day, Beverly Hills Cop 3, and I think I fell asleep for something else. So. Way to ruin our last date.
Probably my Mamma Mia.
Yeah, probably. It was Mamma Mia. Got the strange sensation. Okay, so it's time for the main feature, apparently, because we're just going to keep this show rolling. Everyone, pull up your Justice League photo that I sent in the group chat, and we're going to talk about the Justice League film. Woo! The film everyone's so excited to see, because we all love comic book movies.
Oh, shit, my kid's waking up. I can't talk about this really shitty fucking picture and movie.
Woo!
I gotta go, guys. Bye.
Bye, Nicole. So, the Justice League comes out this November, and if Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad hadn't shit the bed, I would assume that this was going to be the second biggest film of the year. With the brand, in my opinion, damaged, I think this movie is going to it'll definitely do top 10 business, but I don't think it's going to be as big of a hit as Warner Brothers is hoping it is. Do you guys think that is true, or do you think I'm full of shit? On this topic, not other things.
I think it breaks $1 billion.
You think it breaks $1 billion?
The DC fanboys are gonna flood this movie.
If Batman versus Superman did, there's no reason this one won't.
But Batman v Superman didn't do $1 billion business.
I thought it did globally.
No, it only made $800 million.
Oh.
It made less globally than Star Wars Episode 7 made domestically.
That was my bad then. No, I think it'll do as good or better than Batman vs. Superman, simply because they will be marketing it as crossover. Hey, everyone loves crossovers. Look at this crossover. Look at all these people crossing over.
But do people care enough about these specific characters? Like, let's pull up
I think nerd culture is going to tell themselves they care about these characters.
I care about the girl in the sunglasses that you sent the photo of.
Oh, no problem.
That's what I care about.
Thanks, Dustin.
No problem.
America.
No, I agree with that nerd culture is going to push us, but I think nerd culture is kind of burnt. I think nerd culture is burnt more than anyone else. So I think they're kind of just going to be more like a wait-and-see type of situation where it's like, oh, well, if it's good, it's not. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Whatever.
Well, I guess when I said nerd culture, I meant people like my 15-year-old sister that whatever the big thing is, they want to feel a part of. And so, oh my gosh, Flash. And then they're going to go buy Flash t-shirts. They're going to maybe look at the Wikipedia page for 30 seconds and just try to quick download some information in their brain so they can sound knowledgeable. And they're going to go Flash, 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 or Cyborg, Cyborg, Cyborg. And then they're going to keep doing that, and it's going to keep... it's just this big tidal wave of pseudo-popularity.
See, I'm glad I'm not the only one that's that cynical, that I realize... I know a lot of... Okay, we've talked about this dude on the show. I'm just going to say his name. His name's Frank. He's just like you said. He is like, oh, I got to get in on this popular thing, so I'm going to go read a Wikipedia page, buy some t-shirts, get a tattoo, something else. And it's so disingenuous. Like, he's there for every big pop culture event, but he's not a fan of anything.
Right.
He's just a fan of pop culture events. It could be like Robert Downey Jr. takes a shit in front of a camera, and he would go to watch... Oh, I would watch that too. My point is, he's so invested with just... the zeitgeist of whatever's big. It's maddening. Those are the type of people that ruin this shit. Because we don't get anything good. Because you dumb motherfuckers go watch anything, and then it's like, well, everyone went to see this movie, and we barely put any effort into it. Let's put less effort in the next one. They're gonna go see it again. Like, fuck. Dion, what do you think of this image?
The image itself, I think that they look like fucking action figures. I think that they purposely made Batman look a lot like the Arkham Knight games. I think that the shitty body of Cyborg with a toy body with look like an imposed head. I think fucking Flash looks like a goddamn action figure of himself. I think they took the head off of Conan from one of his fucking small budget movies and put it on the action figure's head. I think this poster looks like garbage to me. I think that they literally just took the picture of Wonder Woman's action figure that's going to come out and put it in the fucking poster.
She looks fucking bored. I've never seen someone
this movie's going to flop. I think it's going to flop hard. Because of this poster.
She looks like someone from fucking...
But looks like garbage. It looks like fucking garbage. Which, is my other way of saying, I agree with you, Jeff. You're 100% right.
Dan, go ahead with your
fucking Wonder Woman looks like one of Madame Tussauds wax museum pieces of shit.
She does, but that's a knock at Madame Tussauds wax museum because I've had incredible... You were there, too.
It's true. That was a good place.
That was a great time. The one in Vegas is slightly better than the one in New York, but you wouldn't know.
I wasn't at Vegas.
Well, we'll go when I get married. That's when my bachelor party will be. I'll pay for everyone to go to Vegas. Actually, I should just make that happen sooner than later because I don't want to have to wait till I get married for us to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
See, just tell me when you're going to Vegas next time, and I'm going with you because I ain't been yet.
You're paying, I'm in.
I'll pay for the bachelor party, but if we go soon in the future, you're paying.
No, you ain't paying for my ticket because it'll be your fucking bachelor party. I'm gonna buy you some fucked up shit for your bachelor party.
Oh, you can buy me fucked up shit out there, but I'm gonna get us a fuck. It's gonna be like the Hangover minus. Like, I'm not taking drugs. Put it like that. I'm not gonna take roofies.
He'll get
Well,
the
then-
hotel and the travel fare, but
What am I gonna do?
You can do everything you want to do. That's why I said me personally, because I assumed you would partake in everything.
They
you
have
could
donkey
find.
shows there somewhere.
I would drive 2 or 3 hours to Mexico to see one of those from Vegas, but that's just me. But Dion, I get your sentiment. Everything does look like a bad. I think everything in the DC universe is poorly designed. Like the Marvel movies, at least most of their, let's say 90% of their costumes look good. Even Hawkeye manages to look cool throughout his movies. The Flash looks broken. Like I hate this design. Like with a passion.
He looks like he's stifling a fart. And again, this is the most generic teaser poster, and then like I said, it's just this poster. I guarantee whatever the toys come out for Justice League, they're going to be based on the fucking shit in this poster, and I think it'll be successful. It ain't going to crack $1 billion. It might be similar to what Batman Superman did. I think that it's people fucking, for the most part, whatever DC's overall goal was, I think they learned from Suicide Squad. And I think if there is anything that proves where DC is, it's this fucking poster. Like they didn't even show like the Batwing or whatever the fuck it is that they're coming out of. It's just mist, landing pad, stairs, and the Justice League. Like you can, I feel like I feel like they left the spot between the stairs for Superman later on for the movie. Like it just looks so like they were like, what can we pull off from Microsoft Publish as a background?
Dude, that's another problem I have with this movie. Okay, you put Cyborg in. Why is Cyborg in there? Because he's black. Honestly, Cyborg is not a mainstay Justice League character. Since the New 52 launched, he is, but historically, his ass would be replaced with Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, and or Superman. Put those three guys in, take out Cyborg, I think you got a much more traditional cast. And here's the thing, you gotta, like, okay, all these executives are like, we want the teen audience, the teen audience, the teen audience. Guess what? The teen audience has an attention span of 5 minutes maximum. They'll buy one t-shirt. You need to get an everybody audience rolling, because somebody like Joel looks at this and goes, that's not my Justice League, I'll pass. I'm not going to buy a t-shirt with this Justice League on it. I'm not going to buy this. The teenager will buy one or two things, and then 5 minutes later, there's a new addition to Pokemon Go. They don't give a fuck about superhero movies anymore. So all these movies are so focused on that one demographic that doesn't really, like, look, I don't like Star Wars Episode 7, but that was for everybody, and everybody went to see the fucking movie, and it's the second biggest movie of all time, not adjusted for inflation. Justice League ain't going to be in that conversation because it's trying to be something that everybody isn't going to go see.
No, I agree.
He agrees.
Right, but I think that it's not. I don't, especially since making when they came out with especially when they came out with the extended version of Batman and Superman, when they came out with overall Suicide Squad, I don't think that the teen audience was what they were going for. I think when they came out with the dark and gritty DC, it was a very shittily executed attempt to get all of the older comic book fans to come to it.
You can't tell me that they didn't have a teen
no, for sure.
mind for Suicide Squad.
That was a part of it.
Hot Topic, Harley Quinn, and Joker. I can't walk into a fucking mall that has a Hot Topic without seeing her T-shirt and all that dumb shit she wears in the fucking window.
That was definitely a part of it. But having, literally saying, the Suicide Squad at this point in juncture, that was them trying to get the motherfucking. They were hoping that comic book fan. That's everyone's mom's idea of what comic book fans are. They like sex and the Suicide Squad and Ben Affleck as Batman. They'll come watch this fucking movie, and that's what I think is going to make this movie do way below projections. Not because of the teen thing, but because they just. Suicide Squad, Batman vs Superman, specifically the fucking extended edition, wore out their welcome. And I think there's going to be a Justice League 2. I don't, if they get to Black Adam and the Lethal Weapon in space, it'll be a whole different universe because they fucking wore out their welcome with this fucking bullshit of let's get the comic book fans that saw Avengers to see this movie, then we'll be fine, and everyone else will just come by default.
Nope.
I don't think there will be a Justice League 2. There was supposed to be.
Yep.
But
Doubt it.
there was supposed to be. Remember, Justice League's Part 1 and 2 was planned.
Oh, no, you're right.
But the negative reception of these last two movies, it's like, well, now it's an untitled DC film, and now apparently we're going to get Green Lantern Corps. That's... Okay, as long as they do Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart together, I'm cool with that, because the Riggs and Murtaugh black and white scenario, that'll be cool.
Well, like I said, that's why it's going to have to be a whole different universe, because you haven't established that. So even if you try and shoehorn that into the already existing DC universe, it's not that they wouldn't, because obviously they shoehorned every fucking thing else. You're in a corner. It's going to be extra work than what you already fucking have. So I feel like if they do that, it's going to have to be the same thing as the original, not the original Green Lantern, but the same thing as Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. It's in its own universe, its own movie. Superman isn't mentioned in this one, kind of thing.
I just wish they would have done it right with Superman in the beginning, because...
I know. I'm with you, dude. Especially, segue, go to our episode where we talk about how we fixed the DCU. I agree. That's one thing I honestly agree with. Do Superman right, this shit works.
Well, I'm looking back. Joel had his argument last week about the Superman theme, so I noticed that Netflix had all the Superman films on there. So I watched every Superman movie starring Christopher Reeve, and those movies were just... Look, effects don't hold up, but what holds up is the acting, the sentiment behind the films, and Superman himself. I don't think there's... Maybe Robert Downey Jr., but I don't think there's been any other real actor that plays a superhero role that becomes them so fully that I don't even think of them in anything else. Like Robert Downey Jr., I can name 5 other roles he was in. Christopher Reeve is Superman, kind of like Sean Connery was James Bond. And Harrison Ford is Han Solo or Indiana Jones. That was his role. It was so iconic, and he did it so perfectly. Brandon Routh tried to be him, and it wasn't good. And then Henry Cavill is a fucking brick wall. He's just there. He looks the part. He can't act to save his life. His costume's retarded. And they made Superman a cunt. Superman should have been this upstanding guy that everyone can believe in, and then you build on that.
Is Superman too Superman-y, do you think, to be put in the film?
What'd you say?
Is Superman too Superman-y? I couldn't come up with a better, description of the character. But is Superman too Superman-y to be put on the film after Christopher Reeve? Because I especially listening to that, I can't think of anyone, actor or screenwriter, that could portray that level of Superman that Christopher Reeve did.
Well, no, but I'll put it like this. As a kid, I liked Dean Cain, and when I watched the Lois Lane show with Terry Hatcher...
I'm saying, take away the kid. I'm saying, as Jeff Hicks...
No, but what I was going to get at, when I go back to watch that, I can look at Dean Cain and go, it's a lesser Superman, but it's still Superman. There are certain hallmarks that Christopher Reeve set, that Dean Cain kept. Tom... What's-his-face from Smallville was okay. Brandon Routh was okay.
Selling,
Superman,
whatever his name is.
Yeah, I'm saying, but these... Superman is not supposed to be angsty, and I don't get Zack Snyder's a fucking idiot. He's just the wrong person. Watchmen, he was...
I'm still gonna whoop your ass, Zach, if I ever see you.
You do. You need to beat him till the white meat shows on his head or something, according to you. Those were your lines.
Beat his head to the white meat.
Yeah, there you go. It's just stupid. They already dropped the ball, man. I'm not trying to be negative. Look, when I was a kid, Marvel and DC equals shares of my toy box time. I loved it. Batman was awesome. Superman was awesome. Spider-Man, X-Men, loved it all. As an adult, or even as a teenager, the DC movies were just kind of there. Begins and Dark Knight were great. Rises, not so great. And then you had those terrible Superman Returns movies, and the one, and Green Lantern, and Catwoman, and now the DCU. They just... Oh, man. It's impressive that they can fail this many times, put it like that.
I mean, it helps when you have a big name in your industry, man. You can get away with a lot of dumb shit.
Well, you know what? Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say about this image before we close it out?
Nah.
I don't like that Batman has goggles over his mask. I think that looks stupid.
I noticed that, and it looks fucking terrible. I thought he was wearing sunglasses.
It looks like it. He looks like Corey Hart. Wonder Woman looks all right. Cyborg looks terrible, and I'm not, using the race thing. He literally just looks poorly CGI'd. The hands look funky. I don't like his design.
His hands they look too small for a person of that size. Like, literally.
Vic Stone, not Victimone.
Victimone Jr.?
Yeah, Junior Walker Jr.
Flash's
Sammy Davis
mask
Jr.?
looks too tight.
I don't like how his suit's literally broken up. I know they'll try to make some excuse. Well, he's supposed to run and be aerodynamic. He doesn't look aerodynamic or cool. Look, I hate the Flash TV show, but that guy looks right. That suit looks cool. That's what they should do with the Power Ranger suits,
Talk about a whole other fucking set of issues just disregarding existing fucking universes. It's like, fuck you, DC. Like, what is the end goal here besides making your Avengers movie? What is the end goal?
That you just brought up another point that I forgot to bring up, because Dustin, you mentioned how people like the Flash, they buy the T-shirt, they do this shit. The thing is, people do like the Flash. People are invested in the TV version. They're invested with that universe. DC's making mistakes by creating two separate worlds, because you're going to get the people that go see these movies and they're like, I love the TV show, I can't wait to see the Flash, and then they see Ezra Miller and they go, wait, that's not Grant Gustin, that's not the Flash I know, that's not Iris, that's not so-and-so, and they're just going to not be interested to come back for a sequel.
Yeah.
All right.
Was something you guys you talk about how Cyborg doesn't need to be there. I'm not as familiar with the comics as you guys are. I know Aquaman was there. You guys haven't even talked about Aquaman yet.
Aquaman's a joke.
No, I said he looks like his head was literally CGI'd onto an action figure's body. Like, it just looks
I would pay $20 to see a movie of him versus Thor. Because he's clearly trying to be Chris Hemsworth.
Well, even though just the thing that bothers me about Aquaman is that character, based on the trailers, looks the most interesting, right? So he is in a bar, he's drinking with a bunch of fucking humans. He has some sort of dimension to his character, right? So the fact that you have that, he doesn't have a fucking movie. He's not, obviously, based on how they did Batman vs. Superman, despite what some of you motherfuckers out there think, wasn't explained well at all. And again, based on, how good movies are made, you shouldn't have to go to the books and the comic books to understand what a character's doing there and why he's there and what his origin is. They're throwing away one of the best material that they had for this shitty fucking franchise and just kind of like, hey, he's in Justice League, Ben Affleck makes a joke, he drinks vodka. Like, fuck you guys.
It's just hard to get excited, man. Like, I'm excited for an Avengers movie that's not coming out for another, is it next year, is Infinity War Part 1?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm more excited for that shit. I'm more excited for Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think that movie's gonna suck. Like, just wait till later in the year. World Class Bullshitters fans, if you like to hear me bitch about stuff, 2017 is your year. I plan on bitching about the Power Rangers. And in March, we're going to do a drunk commentary of the fucking original Power Rangers movie. And spoiler alert, I hated the movie as a kid. I fucking probably still hate it as an adult. So, whatever.
I watched it this past Friday night. It's so bad, but it's so good. God damn.
I'm in the minority. I could understand people liking it for nostalgic reasons. I just hated it as a kid because it wasn't like the show. I hated the costumes.
Not even nostalgia. It's just so... It's so... Saban shittiness.
That's it.
It's fantastic.
So...
Like, you forget how shitty the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was. I feel like the show was a throwback to how shitty the show was, or the movie was a throwback to how shitty the show was as a movie. It's fucking... That movie's so underrated. I love that movie so much.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Phil.
What are you more excited for? Justice League or Star Wars Episode 8?
Well, I know I'm going to walk out disappointed from either movie, but I'm going to go with Justice League because at least I'm going to have fun left. Okay, here's the thing. The reason I get mad at Star Wars is because it's something I love that I don't love anymore because of the shit they're putting on screen. At least with Justice League, I'm going in like, I don't like the other movies. They suck. So if this sucks, I'm just gonna leave and laugh. Like I'm not gonna be. It's not gonna go back and change what came before it. Like they're not gonna. They can't go back and change Michael Keaton Batman because that Batman story's over. They can't go back and change the Nolan movies because that shit's over. They can't go back and sully Christopher Reeve Superman. That's over. So that's why I'm more excited for Justice League because.
But if Ben Affleck directs those movies,
What do you mean the next ones?
no, I'm just people are all excited about Ben Affleck doing the next Batman movie, like it's somehow gonna fucking save the entire fucking franchise. Fuck him.
Here you go, listeners and people of the world. Directors aren't the be-all, end-all of a movie. Look at David Ayer and look at how Suicide Squad was recut against his will by Trailer Park, the people that did the original trailer, because Warner Brothers pays for everything and they have final say. So, you guys can get excited for, Ben Affleck's making a Batman movie. Ben Affleck has a modicum of power in a Batman movie that ultimately he doesn't, at the end of the day, to quote some guy that I used to like, he doesn't have all the say in the movie. This isn't Star Wars episodes 1 through 3 where George Lucas is the fucking top. There is no top with these movies. It's movie by committee of idiots.
Dun 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 dun.
All right, we are done. It's time for some fan interaction shit. So first off, listeners, I've been getting a lot of comments about you wanting to be on the show. Well, we'll do a fan appreciation episode. I think that's something all of us would be cool with doing. Now, I can't guarantee the listeners that all the bullshitters will be on it because we're locked into Thursdays for this show. We have other stuff we record. So if we do a fan appreciation episode, clearly I'll be there. Maybe Phil and Dion. Dustin has a stricter work schedule and stuff, so I can't...
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. I'm saying I can't guarantee who's going to be on the show. So if you still want to do that, we can maybe have a listener appreciation episode with me and some of the fans and maybe one or two other bullshitters. If they're all free, then we'll all be on it. That's not the point. So I'm just saying, if you guys are expecting all of us for like one of those, I can't guarantee it. So
And here are the requirements. You have to have a Skype and be willing to use it.
Yes. And your microphone has to be decent enough to hear you. Don't call from underwater or a car or outer space.
Damn it.
Yeah, Dan, just go home. All right, so last week's episode has 106 comments. Clearly, I'm going to read every one. No, I was joking. I don't know if I should read this one, but I will because it makes me laugh. Curtis sounds like a huge soft bitch. If this is what we have to look forward to with Curtis, I want Dustin back.
The only thing soft about me is my dick. Boom!
You're not helping your case there, bud.
Fuck.
Let's see. That came from Not Your Father's Clitoris Challenge. Andrew Hart, who is a longtime listener of the show. Thank you, Andrew Hart. We appreciate. God, you've supported us for like 2 years now. Under the Skin was something else. Worth a watch for sure. All right. I just want to see those nude scenes, which I've seen, but I'll watch it, given the time. Let's see. Dr. Zayas doesn't like Rogue One. Okay, well, I've read about 35 comments of how I sold out because I liked Rogue One. Well, I have to get paid to sell out. Sorry, we have differing opinions. That's the way the world fucking works. And that wasn't directed at Dr. Zayas. That was directed at the other guy. Let's see. Nick Martin is excited for Transformers: The Last Night. Okay. I probably won't see that movie. Nick Martin, we appreciate your support. I just hope you do not expect a world-class bullshitters review of Transformers Last Night, because that ain't happening. Sorry. Unless I sell like 1,000 t-shirts or some dumb number, I'll go see the fucking movie.
There you go. If we have... When does that movie come out? July?
Sometime in the future.
If we get... What are we at? 2222?
No, we're at 2251. We jumped up.
If we get to 3,500 by the time the movie comes out, we'll go see it and do a review.
Deal. You know what, Phil? I like the way you're thinking. Brian Lape says he thought I won the debate, and Justin B6699 said he thought Joel won the debate, so we're tied. We already read SoCal Rice King's comment, and he said he's thankful for the shout-out in advance. You're very welcome. Thanks for making me laugh, because that was fucking hilarious. Reality's Frank said Matt Damon will be reprising the role of John Wayne as a Mongolian in The Great Wall. I thought that was fucking funny.
Belgrum.
Sexual Rhubarb is just a great name.
That's all you need to say.
Oggs for President liked my Ferris Bueller reference.
Bueller.
Oggs for President also said that he thought the Spider-Man theme would be his choice for the debate. That's a great theme, man. The Danny Elfman one, not that bullshit from the Andrew Garfield movies. And if you like that one, never come back, ever, even if there's a fire. Not you, Oggs, just anybody. Let's see. Jonathan Showalter said Dustin went up 10 points for having good taste. Fever Ray is awesome.
Now, is this
How
the
did
guy
that happen? Dustin wasn't on the show last week.
Is this the guy from Sweden that keeps buying T-shirts?
No, this is a guy from America that has bought he's the only person to ever buy a World Class Bullshitters poster and both t-shirts.
John Showalter?
Yeah.
Nice. Fever Ray is awesome, and I suggest you go back to Karen Dreiger's earlier work from The Knife. Start with the Silent Shout album, work your way backwards. You'll thank me later. I'll get 20 points.
Didn't you play The Knife or something when we were hanging out?
Yeah, if we were high. I definitely played The Knife.
Let's see. Dark Knight had a couple comments. He's excited for Triple X Xander Cage because Nina Dobrev is hot. I agree, she's hot. Dark Knight wants to know if we're going to review the new Power Rangers movie. Yes, probably. If we can get to 2,900 subscribers by the time that... Well, yeah, that's realistic. Just look at, listeners, if you like our show, and a lot of you listen religiously to all the episodes, tell everyone you know about us. Get them to subscribe. Get your mom to subscribe. Your grandma. Anyone that has a YouTube account. Walk up, take people's phones, subscribe to this channel for us, and help us get those numbers up, because we will review all these big movies if we can get enough people to listen to this shit, because it's not about spending the money on movie tickets. It's about the time that we have to sit and suffer through some of these fucked up movies. Like, if you would have told me exactly what Suicide Squad was before we saw it, might have not went to see it. Really, it's just a lot of repeats. I don't really know what else to read. Richard Greeter. Hi, Richard Greeter. Thanks for listening to the show.
Hi.
Nathan Simmons is listening. Thanks, Nathan Simmons. Hi, Joseph Dooley. And then people are just curious about Curtis Lindenfield a lot. 80% of the comments are, who's Curtis? Oh, man. So, that was last week's show. Also, if you're an astute listener of the World Class Bullshitters channel, you noticed that we had a little podcast called Ring Rust, Episode 3. And it was a wrestling show, and we anticipated the Royal Rumble match for 2017, and we talked about a few other things. So, if you like wrestling, or you know someone that does like wrestling, send them the link to that video, because on this week's show, we'll read the comments. And Dan, there's more than one this time.
What?
Holy shit.
Yeah, Dio, we went to go read the comments for last year's Ring Rust, and it was just one. And
Really?
Take it back. There were 3. One was from you, one was from me, and the other one was from some fan.
Loudy.
Because did we just do the brand split draft for the last one?
Yeah. At least on Ring Rust, we now have 26 comments to read.
Hey.
Woo!
There you go.
And Not Your
There you
Father's
go.
Clitoris Challenge is back.
And that's after me waking up late and not being on the show.
Maybe that's because you woke up late that we had all these comments.
I agree with
Jeff, I agree.
Shut up! I'm going to go check out our email account because you know it's amazing. If you'd ever like to contact us via email, you know the address. It's worldclassbs@mail.com. The best mail.
.com.
And they are a no-nonsense mail provider. If you're ever looking for an email service to use, I suggest Gmail. And then Yahoo. And a plethora of other emails. I just thought mail.com was funny.
Because it's literally just mail.com.
Yeah. Oh, Dion! I got some good news.
Oh, bring it to me, man.
Goop.com sent us an email at 4:03 p.m. titled Keep It Tight.
Gwyneth!
All joking aside, we would all fuck the shit out of Gwyneth Paltrow.
She is really, even though she's a crazy person.
.com.
Oh my
I
god.
hope this always happens now.
I do too.
I better. I'll be pissed.
So Gwyneth Paltrow offers us the anytime, anywhere workout. Oh wow. This is bizarre. There is an image of a naked woman shoving an egg up her vagina.
Huh?
What?
That makes her fertile.
It says better sex, jade eggs for your yoni. For centuries, jade eggs were the safely guarded secret of Chinese royalty. Hundreds of years later, they are ready for their moment, and we're all ready for it. I'm not going to click on the read now because she's a bitch, and I don't want to give her website any clicks. Oh my god. I want to become famous enough soon so I can tell her ass off on national TV.
Is it bad that I want to see these women shove eggs up their vagina?
I'd watch Gwyneth Paltrow shove anything in her vagina.
It's a good point.
Anything. Like, I want to see her shove a copy of Iron Man on DVD up her ass. That's really it. I mean, we got a lot of new followers on Twitter, like Oiled Moreno and Brian Hazard, and I don't know how to pronounce this, Niume Reads. So thanks, guys. Ooh, David Montha sent us a message on Twitter. Should I read it?
Fuck yeah.
Why not?
Oh, it just says thanks for following me.
Oh shit.
You're very welcome, David Montha.
Are you related to Mon Mothma?
I hope. I can pray, because that man is responsible for the quality of Rogue One in some degree. 0%. And another shout out to Christopher Littleton. That dude, I think he follows us on every platform. So, thanks, dude. Like, really, it's nice that Twitter is still growing. Over on our Facebook page, we also had some stuff to talk about. If I can get the page to load, that would be nice. Apparently I can't, so I won't read it.
Woo!
So anyway, that is this week's show. This is World Class Bullshit. Every Thursday night we take a dump on the world of pop culture. If you liked this show, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and shoot us a comment down in the comment section and tell us what you liked. If you didn't like this show, don't come back. Simple as that.
Fuck you.
Yeah, go fuck yourselves. If you want to comment, or if you want to shoot us an email, obviously the email is worldclassbs@mail.com.
Yes,
That's
the best
mail.
mail.
I was hoping you'd jump in.
Oh shit.
You can also shoot. Who the hell is Valeria Who's Valeria Conradi, Phil?
Antonio Banderas?
No, she has gone through my Facebook and only liked pictures of Phil.
Oh, it's that fat
Oh
girl,
shit.
fat crazy girl that he fucked at Chili's or whatever. You guys
Chili. Baby back ribs.
No, I don't know who that is.
Honestly, it's a picture. I think it's a woman, and her profile picture is Holtzman from the new Shitbusters movie.
What?
She's your friend on Facebook, dude.
Nuh-uh.
Valeria Conradi.
Which one of you cunts was playing with my phone?
Oh, I'm not gonna have.
Or you just need to stop fucking befriending crazy bitches. Don't blame us.
Yeah, she has 13 friends.
Where the fuck is my phone?
Why are you asking us?
Yeah, I'm
What's her name again? Venereal what?
venereal disease. No, it's Valeria Conradi. I'm hoping Phil's like, I don't know who this. You
That joke
clearly,
is
I think you've been hacked, Phil, because there's no way in hell you know this girl. Everything's in fucking Spanish. Pa, todo está hablando como chicano. And then
.com.
I have a stalker, apparently.
that's kind of creepy.
She
From
must be
Portugal.
blind.
Well, she doesn't have any pictures of herself, so.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
She graduated high school in July of 2016.
Woo!
Oh, Phil Jail, baby.
She lives in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
It's
Yeah,
probably legal at that point there.
I just unfriended it.
Okay. I just found it bizarre that she liked every one of my photos with your face on it.
Ew, no, what the fuck? She's got Ghostbusters pictures on here?
I did mention that earlier.
Fuck
Yeah.
out of here. I ain't playing this shit.
So now we know Phil has a stalker. Fans, if you'd like to stalk Phil, he's easily found on Facebook.
Apparently.
If you offer him a Baby Ruth, he'll do anything you say.
No.
No, I don't even like
Yes.
Baby Ruth.
Oh, okay. Snickers.
Twix.
Twix. I don't know
Ooh.
if you deserve it, Twix.
Right or left?
Which do you think I'd prefer first?
.com.
As you were
Why do you
saying,
guys all
Jeff.
steal my jokes and ruin them?
Because America.
I mean, I'll buy that reasoning because America, but whatever.
Yeah, I'll buy that for $1.
It's all it's worth. Seriously, though, before we go, I'd like to make one quick suggestion. This week's episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was one of the best ever. Make sure, if you have a chance to, go watch it, because it was fucking hilarious.
Wait a minute. You went from the worst episode of It's Sunny in Philadelphia to the best episode in a week span.
Yeah, I don't want to hate the show.
That's crazy.
Last week's show was stupid and preachy, and I don't like when they try to talk politics. This week, they went to a fucking water park, and it was crazy. I'll give you a quick teaser.
Did Frank drop his monster condom?
Better than the monster condom, dude. Frank's shining moment is in this episode. They go to this water park, and they all have plans. Dennis wants to go get everything for free. Dee and Mac want to ride the rides before the kids piss in the pool, and Charlie and Frank want to ride every ride in the one day they're there. That's like their big challenge. So they're in line for this ride, and this kid with cancer comes on, and this Asian lady's like, excuse me, this is Davy's special day. He has leukemia. This is what he wishes. So Charlie and Frank look at each other pissed off, and all of a sudden, Frank runs to the front of the line and goes, I got AIDS! And all these people just fucking part. and Charlie gives him all these hickeys on his chest, and he's like, I got AIDS! So they get to the front of every line, and they get to ride every fucking ride. So everybody in this park knows that Frank has AIDS, and everyone gets out of the way. It's great. So finally, at the end of the day, they see there's a Thunder Gun Express ride. Remember that movie Thunder Gun, Dan? There's a Thunder Gun water slide that they want to ride, but it's closed. So they climb to the very top, and they're going to ride this, or they're going to go down this water slide. And they're like, well, there's no water, you can't ride it. So Charlie takes a 16-ounce bottle of water, pours it down on the slide, and Frank goes to slide down first. Well, he gets about 3 feet down, and he goes, I'm burning! And he slides into the water, and he cut up his whole back. So he lands in the swimming pool, and these little kids are like, oh my god, it's AIDS blood! So the entire park evacuates because they think Frank's AIDS blood is contaminating the fucking swimming pool. It's amazing. It is one of the best of all time. And after last week, I needed this. So that's all I want to do. I want to suggest you go watch that show.
We are not sponsored by It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia
I
or
wish we
FX.
were.
Jeff, I think you forgot something.
What'd I forget?
You forgot to tell our fans to go visit incarnate-studios.com and buy a fucking t-shirt.
And don't forget the fucking hyphen. Phil, but that's why I keep you here.
Is it?
You're the greatest pitchman in Northern Delhi.
That is literally why he keeps you here.
I've got another reason why you keep me here. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Phil.
Why doesn't Mexico have any...
All the runs that can run, jump, and swim are in America. We got it.
I didn't even hear the setup.
Yeah, seriously, you didn't even let me finish the setup, dick.
Okay, what's
That's
the
the
joke?
joke.
No, too late. You ruined
Anyway,
it.
we gotta get going because it's time for the Nintendo press conference, and maybe it won't suck, maybe it will. Oh yeah, Phil, those pre-orders are already sold out for this console,
What pre-orders?
for the Switch,
For where?
Amazon.
Oh, who said I was going to buy it from Amazon?
I'm just saying. Anyway, let's say goodbye, everybody. I've been your host, Jeff Hicks.
I'm the man with the plan, the original tan, and me and Big Kev were in the back hearing you talking about the Nintendo Switch, and we just wanted you to know we don't care.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That's why we're friends. You keep me grounded. Anyone else want to say goodbye?
I'm dead.
Really quick, Man of the West, read your comment before it got deleted. I appreciate the support. Probably not popular for me bringing that up, but it was nice to have someone who liked me.
Oh, he's also blocked from the channel, too.
So, Man of the West,
He's never going to hear this, so...
if you have found another account that you can use with a different IP address and are listening, subscribe again. Please, we need the ad money. Also, something to think about. Are Japanese people always squinting because they haven't gotten over Hiroshima's brightness? And no laugh on that. Okay, a little weak.
I laughed! I'm looking at a picture of a Japanese man right now, and I thought to myself, you have a point.
And finally, .com.